GR-001291, GAR-001292, GAR-001298, BSIS license number 1358.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor. And we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on for your Thursday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Thursday, June 5th edition of the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover.
Chicken quesadilla, please.
Sedano's here for the first hour. We got NBA Finals night, Thunder Pacers Game 1. Trudell's here, too.
Ball knowers.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, Scotty Kaplan. Yesterday on the show, Jonathan Martin from our social media team came in the studio, and magic ensued with me and Cappy.
Clouds going. Here comes the sun. Right. Live on. Let's go there. Do you know the words?
Oh,
yet?
here it comes. Here it comes.
Can we stay?
Yeah.
Can you take me higher? To a place where blind men see. Yeah. Can you take
Get this part right. Get this part right.
higher?
Here's the part.
To a place where golden streets.
Not streets, different kind of thing.
Can that kind of magic ensue today with Trudell? Well, we hope so. I tell you that much.
I'm on with Sedano.
Ball knowers.
Maliava, because I thought it was like I'm a leaving.
A duck butt. What is that?
We'll walk you up to coverage of the NBA Finals Game 1 at 5:30 p.m. on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Don't forget, Sedano and Cap will continue for a half hour on YouTube only at ESPN Los Angeles from 5:30 to 6. Let's do it. The LA Afternoon Drive Takeover.
Hey, Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys, they're all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Sedano and Cap your Thursday afternoon with Trudell right now.
Whoa, man, I didn't know they come up on the glass like that.
Bing, ba-da-bum. Boom, be-da-bum, ba-da-bum, pick-a-ding, da-da-bum. Bing, ba-da-bum.
Hey, Cappy.
Georgie boy.
I just saw one of your nemesis.
When you say nemesis.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Scott Van Pelt, my guy.
No, Scott Van Pelt's not my nemesis.
No, you got into like a Twitter beef with him one time, right?
One time. It's
He
over.
probably has no recollection of that.
No, I'm sure he has no idea.
Yeah, he's
no
like,
idea.
who?
Yeah, right. He's like, wait, the university, Kaplan University? Who's that?
Yeah.
Right.
I was chit-chatting with him. For
I have a beef with SVP sometimes.
What?
Why? When he jacks George's
No,
walk-ups.
stop that.
Yeah.
Hey, Trudell, we don't do ESPN on ESPN crime here. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
Well, we do when George isn't here.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
we do.
Oh,
we
my
do.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, they're both so good
think
at it. I just
we're
like to
all
watch George on.
teammates,
Yeah, I just
Mike
like to watch
Trudell.
George on the court, and SVP is of course amazing when he gets the guys in the studio. I just like to have them both.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
We do
George-
both a lot, actually. I feel like we do both a lot.
Yeah.
See, that's why you probably, George, are probably number one in Mike Trudell's sideline reporter rankings.
Right.
Whereas you always say he's everybody's favorite sideline
I do.
reporter, Mike Trudell, and I always disagree.
I don't view George as just a sideline reporter, though.
No? Well, I'm not saying just. I'm just saying that when he's in that role.
List all of the accolades, you know?
When he's in
By
that
the way,
role.
you know what they've got here in OKC that's good?
Tell us.
They got free Topo Chico flavored water.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
Those are very nice. What
A lot of
flavor
sodium
you
though
have?
for Chris, I think,
Oh, really?
is
He
the
can't
problem,
have that.
Yeah.
What flavor? You maybe doing a little lime,
do a little
perhaps?
raspberry.
Oh,
little
raspberry.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I like the blueberry, but they ran out apparently.
Oh, sweet. And I say sweet as in not sweet like as in cool. I mean sweet as in
A little tiny sweet.
a little
like,
sweetness.
You know,
A little
yeah, a little
sweetness.
bit. It's nice. So what we
George-
got here? We got game 1, Cappy.
Yeah, I'm just watching now because I'm watching the Dodgers and the Mets. It's the top of the 8th,
Right.
and the Mets are leading the Dodgers 4-3. And you know that the Mets won last night. They've taken 2 out of 3 so far in this series. Dodgers trying to tie this series on as New York is on their way out of town.
Yeah.
But I also now have on my other TV.
Yeah.
I've got on the
Sports
live action of what's going on at SportsCenter under the assumption that they're going to keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So how
They
far
got Aaron
are
Rodgers on right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah.
you? Right. So how far are you from the SportsCenter live
Same place I
courtside?
was last time. I am at the scorers table on the far left end towards the far side of the floor.
Did you take a piece of poster board and write Sedano and Cap, ESPN LA, so that you can hold it up in the background?
I did not. No,
You
sorry,
did not.
Captain.
So you're not
No.
photobombing the SportsCenter set.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
That's
I'd like
too
to
bad.
keep my job.
Oh, you think that would be a problem promoting
I mean,
ESPN LA?
I don't know if they'd love that.
Why? That'd be
particularly.
cute and be clever.
I mean, when I'm on things, they already mention ESPN LA plenty. So
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, are you excited for the finals to get kicked
I'm
off
excited.
here?
Game 1. Who the hell? It's like Christmas morning. Who doesn't want to be excited for game 1 of anything?
Oh, my God. I've heard so many, and I'll call them talking heads. I don't even know if that's the right phrase to use.
Yeah.
But the number of commentators around the country that are complaining and kvetching about this series. Oh, there's no star power. Oh, there's no
I know. I just
super
had that
teams.
conversation with somebody. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Of course, there's. Look, dude, you got the MVP of the league in this series, and you got a guy in Tyrese Halliburton that was on Team USA. Like, what are we talking about?
I will use a phrase that you use at times.
Yeah.
It's lazy.
Yeah,
and
it is lazy.
And I rarely use that phrase, but I'll use it in this instance for this reason. Anybody who goes on to their radio show or their TV broadcast or whatever that tries to tell you that the NBA Finals are trash because no super team, no LeBron, no Steph, no KD, no crossover superstars, et cetera, that's what you say when you don't want to watch, when you don't want to invest the time, when you don't have a rooting interest. Me, I don't have a rooting interest. I don't care who wins. I have no care who wins this series. I would like to see Indiana win because I like to root for an underdog.
Yeah.
But if you are complaining about these NBA Finals, it's because you just don't want to watch it. You don't want to invest the time.
Well, here's what I would say. Now, I believe if you are a real sports fan, you're going to watch at least some of every game in a championship series. Like last night, I watched the Stanley Cup final. I'm not
Finals.
Final.
Finals.
I'm not super invested in the NHL, but I love watching playoff games of any sort, and because I feel like that's what real sports fans do. And I'm not trying to be like the sports fan police, but you know what? Like, at the very least, if it's a compelling game, like Michael said it the other day, he said, if in the third period it's close, like I'll turn it on. Why not?
I mean,
and last night was amazing to watch.
Right.
Well,
it's a 3-3 game. It goes to overtime.
Right.
There's 30 seconds to go in overtime, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, more hockey, more bonus hockey. This thing's only going to become more intense.
Right. Let's do it.
And
Yeah,
then 30 seconds to go, Edmonton scores, game over.
To me, it's the same thing. If you love sports, you should be watching the championship round of any championship, of any of the major sports, especially if you're investing any time in regards to the regular season. Why wouldn't you watch the end? Like, I don't even understand the logic behind that.
Well, so we were watching the hockey, and the boys had gotten back from practice, and we're going through it, and I'm kind of
Practice
explaining.
for what sport, Mike?
Well, they went from baseball to soccer. It was a double practice night.
Double practice.
I mean,
night,
these
huh?
kids are really talented. I don't know if you know.
No, so we get back, and I'm kind of explaining to the boys, hey, no Canadian team has won since 1993, right? So that's why I'm kind of pulling for the Oilers, and they're like, well, Dad, but we're from America, right? So do we root for American teams? And I'm like, yes. So here's the thing, though, like in terms of if it's a U.S. national team, right, and we're playing any country in anything, it's go USA. But if it's a professional league, I don't mind rooting for the Oilers to beat the Panthers. I don't love, no offense, George, South Florida hockey, even though it's become a thing with the Lightning and the Panthers winning a lot more than any Canadian team. So that's my question back to you before we get back to basketball. It's it's okay to pull for a Canadian team.
You can root for whoever you want. Yeah, I don't think there's any issue with that. Like, who cares?
Cappy, you're all right with that?
Yeah, I don't have any issue with it either. If you want to root for Edmonton, because last year Edmonton was down 3-0, stormed back
Canada.
to 3-3.
Connor McDavid is the best player in the sport.
Love McDavid, sliced through the defense all on his own to create that last goal. So
But I'm rooting for Florida, Mike. I think I may have told you this already.
You
but,
did. You got a personal connection there.
Yeah, I mean, when I was really, really young in the business, George, back in our old stomping grounds, 560 WQAM, we had the Florida Panthers on, and I was the young guy on the staff. So they're like, hey, you're going out tonight to do the pre and the intermission and the post. And I would sit there with this guy named Dennis Potvin, who was a great, he was a great hockey player back in the day, but he was also the
Islanders.
Right. Yeah. And then he would look at me and he'd go, kid, you don't know anything about hockey. I was an island boy. Anyway, so I'm rooting for the Florida Panthers. But here's the thing. You don't seem to hear people say the same thing about hockey, do you? You know, in basketball, oh, my God, Indiana, small market, Oklahoma City, small market, no major superstars, no super teams. Okay. How come nobody complains about that in hockey? Like Edmonton.
Because we don't talk about hockey, really.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, there's no – I don't mean us. I mean, like, there's nobody, like, complaining about Edmonton, small market. You know, South Florida. You can say Miami, but they play in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, there's just – nobody complains about that unless it's basketball. And I'll tell you something right now.
Well, people do in baseball, too.
But so if the Yankees play the Dodgers like they did last year, yeah, there's probably people in Oklahoma City and Indianapolis that are like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, but Cappy, I will say, though, you're going to get a lot of that, but I think the basketball is going to be good, A. And then B, let's say that the ratings aren't the best ever. Like, so what?
Yeah, who cares?
So what? The new deal is locked in. Again, it's going to be good basketball. There's going to be plenty of attention on social. It's going to be a crazy offseason after the good basketball. So I'm more in the mood to just enjoy, which it sounds like George is.
You know what, Mike? I'm glad you said that because I feel the same way. I do because Michael Thompson called me out the other day and he goes, Cap, you seem like the kind of guy that will not be into the NBA Finals. And I said, no, Michael, to the contrary. I'm actually going to be very into the NBA Finals. And I'm not like the world's #1 basketball fan. Now, on the other hand, you got Funchy Lava in the house, and Funchy Lava loves basketball.
Guess what I'm doing tonight? I'm eating Korean barbecue instead of watching the finals.
You're not going to watch any of the finals.
Hold on. So my guy, Funchy,
now are you ordering in Funchy?
No, I'm going to a restaurant. I'm eating with my cousin.
Yeah, he's got reservations.
Yeah.
I was going to say
7:30 reservations.
Well, they might have the game on. No.
No, actually, this place doesn't have a TV at all.
Put it on your phone. Take out your phone, Jack.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll just check the scores or whatever. But I'm
just
more
so you know.
interested in this Korean barbecue tonight. How about that?
So you know, Cappy, no bonus time today, no begging calls, because Funchy has a dinner reservation, okay?
Okay, I got it. I do. I understand. How about that, Mike? Take that. How about that?
Look, here's the problem. You know, I love Funchy. You go a long way back with him, but I hate that take, and it's starting to make me angry.
Love you too, Terrell.
It's starting to get me angry to the point where I may respond later. But for now, I'm just going to kind of.
You're going to chill. You're going to chill.
Well, because I know Sedano's going to poke me a couple more times on something. I don't know what it will be yet. But it'll be something before. How long are we with you, George? By the way.
No. That's the wrong question. The question is how long is he with us? That's right.
I'm here to the top of the hour.
Okay. All right.
I'm here.
Well, that's not a ton of time for George to poke and prod.
George, you got to think of some things you want to poke and prod here on Michael.
It's got to be organic.
It will be organic. It will. He'll say something that you'll poke at.
Well, lately it's been you saying stuff, right? So which has allowed George to not have to. But we'll see. It's possible. Mets added a run, by the way, which didn't love. They put Alonso on, or they walked so to get Alonso up, and he smoked the first pitch.
Hey, George, did you see any ghosts in the hotel?
Ramona was there, too. I didn't see any ghosts. I have not seen any ghosts, but listen, that place creaks, that's for sure. It's definitely got a weird vibe to it.
Well, it's a ghost. That's why you didn't see it.
Yeah. I mean, you could see the ghost. Some people say they see it.
There is something weird going on in that hotel today. Can we get to that coming up in a matter of moments? Before we do, I just want to invite everybody to tomorrow. It's going to be our first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament. So listen for your cue to call for your chance to win a spot for you and your friends. It's tomorrow at the Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens. If you're listening to Sedano and Cap today, you have a chance to be there at our first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament. We're on the air 3 to 6. Blackjack cards are dealing at 7 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow at the Park West Bicycle Casino. George is in OKC. Trudell is in downtown L.A. I'm in South, and we are rolling.
It is a Cappy Ticket Thursday, and this is your cue to call. Be caller number 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN. You get a 4-pack of spots. You and 3 friends to tomorrow night. The Cappy $10,000 Blackjack Tournament at the all-remodeled, redesigned, and absolutely gorgeous Park West Bicycle Casino in Bell Garden. It's going to be a Friday. Fun. Party, party. We start broadcasting live at 3 p.m. and then after the show at 6, Blackjack time. You and 3 of your friends, you win a 4-pack right now. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. On a Cappy Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Your Thursday afternoon. Trudell is here too. It is Hot Air Balloon Day. And let's say happy 56th birthday to the one and only Brian McKnight. Some baby-making music, Cappy. Or Trudell, really. Or Sedano, whatever. Sedano and Cap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Well, baby making music, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
This
George.
song is actually like breakup music, by the way, not baby.
It is?
Yeah.
Breakup music, not baby making music?
This one in particular, yes.
Okay.
Cappy, what kind of music do you like to put on you? And, when you think about stuff like that.
When I'm getting down and dirty?
Yeah.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Damn right. Little Pink Houses.
Metallica.
Check it out. Creed. Creed after
Creed, with arms
Creed.
wide open.
Right.
Take you higher.
Yeah.
Can you take me higher?
So, George, when I said golden streams yesterday, you said that's a whole different deal, huh? That's
What's up, Wes?
different
You good?
than what we were talking about?
Sorry, I'm saying hi to somebody. Yes.
Who are you saying hi to? Or is that also a secret? Can we not know that?
No, Wes. He works for the Pacers.
Oh, hi, Wes.
Not Worldwide Wes?
Not
Sure.
Worldwide Wes.
We need to have you on the stream.
His team
so
is
we
not in the
could-
playoffs anymore.
We need to see all the people that you're mingling with.
I
you
know. It'd be so much more fun if you were on video.
I mean, people see me here sitting, so they just stop by and say, what's up?
I know, but wouldn't it be great for us if we could see what was going on there?
I don't know, man. I guess, but I don't have a camera for you here.
Don't you have a laptop?
Not with me, no.
Oh, okay. Hey, George, here's a quick update for you.
Yeah.
So Will Smith had a double down the left field line.
Right.
Mookie scored from first. It's 5-4. Mets over the Dodgers, bottom of the eighth.
Yeah.
Will was just moved from second to third on a sacrifice, and so you got a runner in scoring position now. And here comes Pajes.
Yeah, Pajes, George's amigo.
Mm-hmm. Cubano hermano.
That's right. That's right.
George, it
He's
seems
mashing
like
lately, by the way.
yes, George. It seems like Mike Trudell, who, as you know, is a lightning rod of controversy, has already upset somebody in today's Sedano and Cap Circle of Trust audience.
What happened?
Well, Mike brought up at the beginning of today's broadcast that he told his sons that he's rooting for Edmonton,
right?
And the kids they're such little cuties. They're like, "But Dad, they're Canadian and we're American. Shouldn't we be rooting for the American team?"
Yeah.
And Mike, what was your answer to your kids?
Well, it was complicated. I said that generally yes, and then I made I kind of deciphered between Team USA,
right?
Team USA, an Olympic team, or the women's women's national soccer team we were watching the other day. Anything like that, right? Against any country. Although you can get into other things like where your ancestors are from and stuff like that. That's one part. And then just if it's an NHL team or an NHL franchise, one that's in Canada, one that's in America, one that's in Florida, that's a different deal. Then we don't worry as much about the national ties.
So what is the issue?
So the issue is that one of our great listeners, a gentleman by the name of Brandon,
right,
says, please inform Mike Trudell.
Oh, I'm listening, Brandon.
Okay. Wait a second. Will Smith just scored and on a weird play where the Mets were trying to put him in a pickle, and they couldn't. They did have him. They screwed it up. Bad throw.
Hit the plate.
Smith slides in. It's a 5-5 game, bottom of the eighth now.
That's an area that you'll see in 10-year-old baseball, not in the bigs too often.
Well,
the
but
ball into the dirt.
You saw it earlier in the week, too, when Freddie Freeman had that game-winning walk-off. The left fielder was, circling around what should have been a complete routine fly ball.
Bro? Just catch the ball. Yeah.
Right. All right, so back to Trudell.
Yeah,
so
can we get back to Brandon? Yeah.
So Brandon says this.
Yeah.
Please inform Mr. Trudell
Oh, Mr.
that Canada
Very formal.
is indeed in America.
North America. That is fair.
So he
What
says,
up, Core?
so when his children say, shouldn't we be rooting for America, the correct response is that all teams in the NHL are in America.
That is fair. I mean, that is, a bit of a semantics argument, but also fair at the same time.
He says,
Cappy, I'm really glad we had 2 minutes on that. Do you have anything further?
well, yeah, it goes on.
Okay, great.
He says, what you mean is, shouldn't we be rooting for the United States? And the answer is up to the fans. So he's at least giving you that leeway, Mike. We use and have used the term America incorrectly for far too long. So clearly, Mike, you have struck a chord here today with this particular gentleman,
Okay,
Brandon.
that's one person. I don't think anyone else cares, Cap.
Millions of people, Lindsay.
Yeah, all right. Are we going to talk about anything today?
I'd like to.
What would you like to talk about, Lindsay?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like,
George, you're in OKC. What's the vibe?
I only got 21 more minutes.
Yeah, what's the vibe there? Who you
let's
got
talk
tonight?
about stuff.
Go ahead.
Who you got tonight?
I don't know. But let's do something. Not like what Brandon thinks. No offense to Brandon.
Ball
knowers.
Brandon,
let's talk about stuff.
Clearly
Do
had a
some
bone
ball
to
knowers
pick.
talk.
Clearly had a bone to pick. Mike, I asked George earlier this week, you tell me, how can Indiana win this series? And George pretty much told me they can't. But the next day in the airport, he said he did a deep dive. And then he came back to me and goes, after my deep dive, I still can't figure out a way for Indiana to win.
I mean, look, there is a way, Cappy, but I told you it's not a great opportunity. I don't think it's like a great chance. I think it's.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
So, Indiana is one of the best teams in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Correct.
Led by Halliburton. And
Right.
if doing so, you kind of stay out of what OKC does best, which is speed you up, turn you over, score in transition, and then sort of lock you down on the other end. So that's sort of the formula that I think most people are citing as one where Indy could compete better.
Right. And then the three-point shooting, they have an edge because OKC shoots it at a much lower rate, 34% versus 40 in the postseason. And they shoot it with a lot less volume, too, so they can stay in the game that way. And the problem with them, like I think one of the weaknesses OKC has that Milwaukee exploited in the NBA Cup and Denver exploited to some extent is they don't handle size all that well. The problem is with Indy is that Miles Turner doesn't play with the requisite amount of force that he used to play with maybe early in his career. Siakam certainly does. But if Turner can play a little bit in the paint occasionally and at least make them play honest there and not just be on the perimeter, I think he can be a big X factor for Indiana to stay in games. But I don't love their chances, is what I told Cappy. I still don't think they have a great chance to win. And I think at best it's probably a 6-game series.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of different ways to really dive into a series and kind of like one just on the court and the other off the court, and I'll explain. So like the on the court is just simple, like which team has more talent, which team has better coaching execution. There isn't a great argument for Indiana in that argument. There just isn't. So right. that's decided. We can make the best one. George just alluded to some of them. The second thing is the argument that I was trying to make against Boston for heading into the postseason, which is not that they have any lack of talent relative to a matchup with the Knicks, or we thought maybe the Cavs if they had gotten past Indy, which of course they couldn't. And that is you didn't add anything to the team from the previous year. There's some level of mental exhaustion that's added up because everyone's taking their best shot at you. That sort of off-court, just feeling, vibe, all that kind of thing. And that happens sometimes when teams are trying to defend the title. Well, you can't make that argument either for this series, right? OKC is very hungry, just as Indiana is, but they have had more recent playoff heartbreak than the Pacers have in terms of what their expectation was. So that's why I think it's been a struggle to make that argument. But that doesn't make me that much less excited to actually watch the basketball. And I do think that this Indiana team has done a really good job of finding some way to win a game, including in the most ridiculous fashion possible in each one of the series. So are they going to somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat again, Cappy? That's at least a question that I guess we have to give them some benefit of the doubt of, even if we're all going to pick the Pacers to lose.
George, you got any numbers on what Indiana has done in the postseason on the road? Like what their road record is? Because I remember,
I can look that up pretty easily.
Wasn't there a point where during the postseason they were like 7-0 on the road or something like that? Does that sound?
They might have been. Yeah.
The only reason I bring it up,
they lost Game 5 in New York, so there is that.
Yep, they did lose that game. That's right.
Yeah.
I only asked.
They lost game 3 at Milwaukee.
We got an update. The Dodgers scored.
Yeah. Was that Conforto?
Yeah, they walked Freeman to get to Conforto.
Yep.
6-5 now.
When he got him.
Runners on first and third, bottom of the eighth, 2 out.
So Cappy, they were 3-0 at Cleveland on the road. They were 1-1 against the Bucks, and then they were 2-1 against the Knicks.
The Knicks.
Okay, so what did that numbers come to, Michael? They're like 7-2, 7-3, something like that.
7-2, I think.
Okay, here's the thing: could they possibly steal this game tonight? Because remember the first game against the Knicks. Remember the first game against the Knicks where they were down what was it? They were down 25, 30 points, something like that, right?
Right, and they came back to win.
Yeah,
right.
They were down they were down like 9 with 40 seconds left. Yeah,
Which they did the same thing to Milwaukee and Cleveland, or at least similarly. Yes.
Could they steal this game tonight
Sure,
and make everybody go, you know what, wait a second, let's not count them out quite yet?
Yeah, I do think that's possible. And, Mike, I'd love to get your thoughts because Indiana has shown a propensity to be good in the quote-unquote clutch time. 5 minutes or less left in the game and within 5 points. And OKC has had their struggles at times in that Denver series for sure. They kind of split those clutch games, but they lost the first 2 in that series. They played the least amount of clutch games in the sport this regular season. So, yeah, I do think if it's a close game, that's kind of what you want. Now, they did win a clutch game in Minneapolis in Game 4. So, yeah, they've gotten better as the series and the playoffs have gone along. But you can get them in a close game, sure.
Yeah, it's the formula that's most likely for it to allude to what we were discussing earlier a little bit is that Indiana takes great care of the basketball.
Yeah, what's up, Isaiah?
They get hot from three. And, Halliburton especially is not deterred by all the ball pressure. From first, it might be Dort to start, then they'll throw Caruso on him, then they'll throw Case and Wallace on him. Like, it's just guy after guy, and that's where I think that, you could wear them down some as the series goes on. But here's the flip side. OKC also hasn't faced the type of ball pressure that Indiana puts on, where they're essentially full-court pressing from the start. And they've got Nembhard on one side, and they've got Nesmith out there running around, and then Siakam is active at the rim. So, Indiana's a good team. It's not. Yeah, this is the trick between picking all of the ball knowers, picking OKC in 5 or 6 games max. But that still does not give the Indiana Pacers as much respect for what they did in the Eastern Conference and for how much of a pain in the ass they can be to beat.
And I think that the games individually can be competitive. I still think the series could potentially be short. So, look, Indiana last year against Boston lost in 3 of the 4 games. They lost down in clutch time last year. 3 or 4 of those games were down to the wire. And Boston did to them what they basically did to Milwaukee and Cleveland and the Knicks this particular postseason. So, yeah, these guys play close games. So.
All right. Hold that thought, George, because we'll come right back to Oklahoma City. George is there. Trudell's in studio. I want to just remind everybody about our great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan of the Subaru product. Right now I'm driving an Outback. I drove that car on Tuesday from South L.A. to downtown L.A. with a full tank of gas. Then I drove on Tuesday night from downtown L.A. out to Woodland Hills, and then, of course, drove back later that night. Then Wednesday night, drove that same car with that same tank of gas from downtown L.A. to Anaheim, and Anaheim got to down to South last night. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, I still have half a tank of gas. I'm blown away by the fuel efficiency of the Subaru Outback. But that's just one of many. I've driven the Solterra, the Crosstrek, the Forester. I love these Subaru products because they're spacious and they're sporty, and they're a vehicle for a very active lifestyle. And they're the safest cars on the road, the modern technology you would expect from a brand new vehicle, versatility, reliability, all-wheel drive. I can go on and on about why I love the Subaru products. But let me really talk to you about why I love Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. That's my man Omar, who's the general manager, 20-plus years in the U.S. Army. Thank you, Omar, for your service. And he runs a great operation at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, which is, by the way, at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway. Cannot possibly miss it. So go to OceanSubaruOC.com when you want more information, OceanSubaruOC.com. Come on in. Let our amazing sales staff get you and your family into the best Subaru for you guys at the best price. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
We are your home for the NBA Finals, 710 ESPN game number 1 tonight. From Oklahoma City, the Thunder battle the Pacers. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. on 710 a.m. and also on the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. And Chumba Casino. And Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, Sedano and Cap will continue until 6 p.m. on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. And the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated protein.
Cappy at the $10,000 Blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
It is Sedano and Cap here Thursday afternoon. Trudell's here too on this day. Back in 1995, Single Out with host Jenny McCarthy premiered on MTV. Remember that? I think I became a man to some of those episodes. And on this day, back in 2014, the #1 hit, Iggy Azalea. Fancy. Sedano and Cap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
All right, George, here we go. Dodgers are up 6-5. Top of the ninth. Tanner Scott, who's had quite an interesting week. Some high highs, some really low lows. Tanner Scott is in the game pitching for the Dodgers. And we'll keep everybody up to speed with what's going on.
He better not blow it.
Well, big 3-run eighth, though, which we'd like to see.
I'm sure Bergman is just thrilled right now.
Well, I talked to Bergman about this the other day, and I'm like, Bergie, you know Dave Roberts. He's going to stick with his guys. He's going to keep giving them an opportunity to work out of stuff, in particular when they're in first place. So one day it's like he should never pitch again. The next day they're like, oh, he's pretty good. And now here comes George back to the show.
There you go. He struck him out.
One of my
in Oklahoma City.
NBA bosses came to say hello, so I wanted to talk to him.
Was it Pizza Cone?
Pizza Cone.
No, Pizza Cone is here, but
Hi, Pizza Cone.
This
Hi,
was
Pizza.
someone else.
Tell him we
This
said
is
hello.
one of my TV bosses.
Okay. Tell
Cappy,
Pizza we said what's up.
You would prefer that? Would you prefer that George, if whenever possible, held up like a little placard of your head, just so that sort of people, you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of knew,
Just
hey,
like
Sedano
or,
and Cap.
or like Little Cappy. I should bring Little Cappy with me.
Oh, George, if I ship Lil Cappy to you, will you
Absolutely
bring?
not.
Yes. No, wait. Why are you
There's
answering
zero
for
chance.
him?
He
Now,
would be a
at
complete weirdo if he did that.
At media day, it would have been funnier to do that, but not like during the games, right?
Well, not during the game. I'm just saying, like while you're on the air with us.
No, it would have been funny to do yesterday at media day.
Okay, so what about Mike's idea of a head with my face on it, where people are like, "What's
Just
that
put
all
it on
about?"
the chair next to me. Is
Yeah,
what
and you're like, "Well, that's my radio partner,
well,
so
but
we're
what,
not doing radio."
Like during the game or like
No,
while
no.
I'm doing this?
Right now, like during this.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I could have done that.
You can put it away when the game starts.
Right. Yeah, because, if not, Lisa's got to sit in that seat.
Oh, Lisa Salters, I love her.
Or, you guys, so we're, we are affiliated here, of course, and work at the Worldwide Leader, and you think about Disneyland. Have you guys seen, I want to say it's Groot, like one of the...
Oh, yeah, they got the shoulder thing.
Yeah, the shoulder thing.
Yeah, Groot is from Guardians.
I've seen those things.
Yeah, Lindsay, you can explain this, right? Like how, how people have, like, it's like a shirt, or it like clips onto your shoulder
So
somehow?
it's like a magnet that you put underneath, and then you clip them on your. So it's like a shoulder buddy. I forget what the exact name is.
I don't think it clips on. It just sits there.
Yeah, it just sits there. But there's like a magnet underneath that you put underneath your shirt, and he sits there and doesn't go
So
anywhere.
if we had one of Cat, like we made like a mini Cappy, and then magnetized it, and then George could wear Cappy on his shoulder.
That's a great idea.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great. George, what if I got you like a little pin, like a lapel pin with my face on it? Would you wear that on your jacket?
On my jacket?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh. Yeah, Riggs just got his first pictures taken, right, for baseball cap. You know my son, Riggs.
Shout out to Rigatoni.
Yep. And Riggs, so we have a button of Riggs, and if you want, I could even remove the picture of Riggs. We got a couple extra, and you could put your favorite picture of yourself. I don't know what that is. You tell us, and then maybe we could get George to wear it to one of the finals games.
George, how about that? A button, not a pin, a button, like a little league button of your kid's face with my face on it, and people are like, "What's with that?" And you're like, well, that's my radio partner. And while I'm on the air, he demands proper representation in Oklahoma City or Indianapolis.
3 to 6 p.m. every day, Los Angeles. Drive
Well,
time.
not 3 to 6, only the hour I'm on.
All right, I'll take the 1 hour.
Yeah. Maybe. I'll consider it. I'll put it under consideration. How about
You know
that?
what? Hey, I just appreciate you not immediately starting with an absolutely not.
Yeah,
because,
I'll
as
put it
we
in
know,
consideration.
you're not an absolutist.
Correct.
Oh, jeez, come on.
Oh, geez, come on, what?
You're probably behind on the
Base hit
Dodgers
Mets,
game.
but, you know.
Oh, I am.
I'm highly
down.
invested in this now.
I know. I must be behind. It's top 9, 1-2, 2 outs, and oh, come on. Oh, I see what you're saying. Lindsay. So George,
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight, game 1. Are you? I'm going to ask you because is this your second finals that you're on the broadcast of?
Correct.
Pretty pumped, pretty excited because I can just tell you
it's
this.
always fun, man. It's always fun.
I could tell you this. When I was doing NFL games for all these years, when we would get to the divisional round, when the divisional round game ended that night, and the next week was the AFC and NFC championship game, and then the Super Bowl, there were only 3 more games to the NFL season, but my season had come to an end at the divisional round. And I will tell you, I was bummed out that I wasn't getting to do the championship round in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So you're at the NBA Finals.
Right.
Hopefully you get a great series.
Yeah.
But this is a big deal. It is exciting, man.
It is. I would agree. Look, Cappy, I got on the
there he is.
on for you
Hey.
just at the end.
Oh, and wait, and there's a guy standing over your right shoulder.
Yeah.
Now your left shoulder, Dave Sniff. Do you know the sniffer?
Yeah, he's one of the engineers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my man.
Yeah.
Tell him Cappy says hi.
Yeah, tell
George,
the
are you,
sniffer.
just being there in the building,
Yeah.
have you learned anything that's made you, we all know you're not going to switch over and pick the Pacers because you're a ball knower, but is there anything that you've learned that you've been like, okay, I got a little slightly better sense of things by being here in the building?
Yeah, I just think this OKC team is treating this like a business trip. It's not like they're treating it like, oh, my God, we're finally in the finals. This is awesome. There was like a tiny, tiny bit of that, it felt like, right when they won the West. But they have been business as usual ever since. Like, I love how grounded these guys are. And I think the Pacers, like, it's funny because Siakam has already been here, and we talked to Pascal yesterday, and we asked him about, like, you've been here. Have you talked to, like, your teammates about it? And just kind of, like, what is expected at this time? And he's like, yeah, myself and Rick have been here, so we've talked to them about it. Even though, like, the Thunder haven't been here, it just feels like they have because of the way they just deal with the day-to-day. Like, they don't change anything. They take every day pretty seriously while also enjoying their company. It's a really interesting team. Like, I really enjoy being around them, and I've been around them a lot. So that's kind of why I've been in on them for most of the season.
Yeah, you have been kind of tooting their horn all year long, even in the early part. A lot of horn tooting. I mean, even in the early part of the season, you were like,
Thank you for letting me share in your aura.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share in your aura after you were allowed to share in his aura.
Right.
And by the way, I love seeing you on YouTube right now. I like the pink tie. I like the purpley and blue jacket. You're looking sharp, kid.
Thank you. I appreciate
George, if I send on Amazon one of those little phone holder thingies to you at your hotel, will you do the next one on
yeah, but then I got to bring it into the building.
You
like
can put
that's
it in your pocket.
I mean, will it fit in my pocket?
Yeah, I'll get one that fits in your
If it
pocket.
fits in my pocket, yes, because I don't bring a bag.
Okay, deal.
For this stuff.
Well, if it fits in your pocket,
No.
then so will Mini Cappy.
What do you bring? What do you bring to the game?
I bring my IFB or whatever, it's back there somewhere. I bring and that's it. The credential. My
what
Where's
wallet,
your
my
glasses?
phone.
What about notes?
My glasses? Yeah.
What about notes? Do you carry notes at all?
No, notes are in my phone. I don't really need notes. Like I go off the dome a lot, but if I do need something from notes, I have it in my phone.
Gotcha.
There's a notes app.
No, I'm aware of the Notes app. I'm well aware of the Notes app. But I used to always carry around things
Dodgers
that
win.
I could. The Dodgers got
I
the
don't know.
win.
Mike and I worked next to each other a million times. Mike doesn't carry around notes either. Mike's going off the dome. I'm going off the dome.
George is mostly right. I do have the laptop out, which but
Yeah,
I
but
just
just for like
to
a
write
quick
down.
research or something,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
using the laptop.
Well,
during
I mean,
your-
I tweet off the laptop. And
Sure,
then
right, okay,
and
that's
I'll
fair. Really?
write stuff
Yeah.
down. But we do neither one of us likes to write to kind of pre-script what we're going to say because we don't. I
Exactly.
don't think that it. Again, when you've been doing it for a while, you want to be as natural as you can. And I
Agreed.
get some people do. Some people who've been around forever still like to write down what their hits are. And it's a personal choice. But George, I like the way George does.
No,
it.
I used to take notes during the game. That was kind of my thing. Is I would actually take handwritten notes during the game, so that I could come back to them later in the game. Like, hey, in the first quarter when they did this, this, and this, I had those notes.
As Ramona said when she was on the other day, that this job I'm doing here on radio is you're a professional eavesdropper, and you're in these huddles and you're just kind of relaying the information you're hearing in the huddles from the players and the coaches and the interactions and whatnot. And then what I do is I put guys on a text chain like the other ESPN guys to make sure, and ladies like Ramona, and make sure they know, hey, look, I thought this was interesting. I used it on the broadcast. Feel free to use it if you want, and kind of go from there.
All right. Well, we are about 90 minutes from tip, which means, George, what will you do now that you're going to leave us?
We've got to do what we call the scene set.
Oh, dude, are you going to Silver's presser?
Maybe. I should have time to go, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious if he says anything that stands out to you.
Because I think Ramona said she's going over to the press conference for the commissioner now.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had coffee with Ramona earlier today when she was, searching for ghosts.
Cappy, what would you have Sedano ask Commissioner Silver if you got one question? What would you ask him?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of the clips that are going around where everybody's kind of busting his chops about the lottery, and I guess that's borderline interesting. I don't know, Michael.
Oh man, Halliburton was right next to me, Cappy, and I could have flipped the
dad?
phone.
The dad or
no, Tyrese.
Oh, because I
he
want
was
to talk
sitting
to
there
the dad
before he was warm up. I would have put him on camera. He wouldn't have known. Like, it just the video. You know?
That's what I would have asked, Mike. I would ask Adam Silver, can Tyrese Halliburton's dad come back and sit courtside, please? That's a good question. Don't
I
you
like
think?
that, Cappy.
No one's
going to
ask
important.
that. No one's asking that.
Yeah.
George, give me a 360. You're going to go, but give me a 360 look. If you're watching on YouTube,
There's
George is now
Halliburton
showing
over
us.
there, getting a little warm up.
Okay, got it. Keep going. All right, moving to his right now.
All right, so Cappy, as George keeps going, so that's stop. See behind the basket to the left. That's where I sit in OKC.
Okay, got it.
Just want you to let Cappy know.
I'm glad
There's
you
Sports
pointed
Center in
that
that
out.
corner way over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're done. I
All
gotta
right,
go.
George, go do your thing. We'll be listening
fun,
to you
George.
tonight, and Mike and I can take it from
Have
here.
fun, George.
Have a good time. He just bounced quickly.
Bye, George.
Bye, Georgie.
Well, Cappy, it's you and I again.
You and me, brother. What can I do today? What can I say to you today to really just unintentionally upset you?
I thought you did a great job last time I was in of not putting your foot in your mouth even one time. So I'm kind of thinking that that's the trend that's going to be the new trend with us.
Oh, I was thinking that maybe I put both feet in my mouth at some point today.
No.
Hey, I want to just remind everybody that what is on tap today on 710? Well, you heard it. George is at the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City. Coverage begins at 5:30 here on 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy it responsibly. Trudell is in. George is gone. Lindsay Baseball, DeAndre, Funchy Lava, and the whole mishbucha. Everybody stick around. We're going right to hour 2. This is Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And it is a Cappy Ticket Thursday right here on 710 ESPN. What I want you to do is listen for the cue to call all day long. When you hear it, be caller number 7 at 877-710 ESPN. Then you're going to join Cappy tomorrow night with me, Beto Duran, producer Lindsay Baseball, the whole gang at the Cappy $10,000 Blackjack tournament. Jack! At the all-new, beautifully remodeled Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens. Your chance to win free play with Cappy Bucks and cash tomorrow night. The first ever Cappy $10,000 Blackjack tournament. Keep listening for your chance to win all day long on a Cappy Ticket Thursday from Park West Bicycle Casino and 710 ESPN.
Hey, baseball fans, ready to swing for the fences? It's ESPN LA's Legends launch, presented by our friends at Legends Attic. Part of All-Star Friday night, step up to the plate and take your shot at launching as many baseballs as you can into the home run zone. Spots are limited, so grab your bat and go to ESPNLA.com right now to sign up. Bring the heat and showcase your legendary swing at our All-Star Friday night event on July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. Reserve your spot now thanks to Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fans' dream destination.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Mark your calendars, SoCal. The High Desert Beer and Wine Festival returns to the Palmdale Amphitheater on Saturday, June 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sample craft brews from regional breweries, sip fine wines, and enjoy tasty food trucks while rocking out to live performances from Eve 6, DJ A1, and some of the best cover bands around. It's the tastiest party of the summer. Tickets available at highdesertbeerandwinefest.com. General admission and VIP options available. That's highdesertbeerandwinefest.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What we all need to know is being brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Mike Trudell is in now for Sedano, and Lindsay Baseball is ready for what we all need to know.
Well, Cappy, what you need to know is that your pal Dirk Carr, retired quarterback.
Dirk Carr?
Dirk Carr.
Dirk Carr.
In an interview earlier today, I guess it was with Front Office Sports.
Yeah, Front Office Sports. I like them. I think they do a good job.
Yeah, they do a great job. Well, he talked to them and he told them that the reason why he decided to retire was because he didn't want to just take the money from the Saints and not play because he's hurt. And I thought that was very interesting, considering a lot of guys do that. And I know he's at the back end of his career, but, you know, like I kind of think of guys like Deshaun Watson, for example, where he's taking a lot of money to just sit there and not play. So, to me, it just goes to show how admirable Dirk Carr really is.
So I also read that article today, and I kind of had the same feeling. Like, when you're a player of Derek Carr's stature in the history of the league, and when I say that, he's not going to Canton, Ohio. He's not a Hall of Famer. He had a career that he can tell his kids and his grandkids about, and he can be proud of it for the rest of his life. Never really sniffed a Super Bowl. Wasn't considered an all-time great amongst his peers in his class of quarterbacks, his era. But Derek Carr had the kind of career to be really, really proud of. When you get to a point where you're hurt, you're older, you can't contribute, but hey, you know what? They'll put me on IR. I'll never play. I won't get touched. I'm still going to make my $30 million. A lot of guys would do that.
Right, good for him.
You mentioned Deshaun Watson, but you see, I think the difference is, I think Deshaun Watson still thinks he can play or will play. Derek Carr knew he was done. And so I found it admirable. What do you think, Mike Trudell?
Yeah, it's hard to poke holes in that. I like it. It took me a second to understand Lindsay's pronunciation of it. Can you do that one more time?
Dirk Carr.
Dirk Carr.
I was like,
because he turned into like Elvis kind of when he went down to New Orleans.
Yeah, so at first I thought you were talking about someone German, named Dirk or something, but
no, not Dirk, not Dirk.
Sorry.
I mean, here's the thing, Lindsay. It's not often that Cappy so encapsulates what I was going to say that I don't even have to add much to it. You know, I'm usually kind of ready for after he talks to be like, well, you know, here's what. But he really handled that one well.
Look, if it were me, okay, I'm just being honest about it.
Yep.
If you were going to pay me $30 million. And I was under contract, and I was not able to play, I know that certain guys have enough pride to make it feel like I can't help, I can't contribute, and honestly, I kind of feel like I'm stealing. But then there are most guys who are like, screw that. I signed the contract. I got hurt playing for these guys. Unfortunately, those are the breaks. So you know what? I'll be around the team. I'll help coach up the younger guys, and I'll make my $30 million. For Derek Carr, that's not his deal. He got a family. He got, a life. I think I saw him earlier this week at Dodger Stadium checking things out. And I've seen a lot of videos of him playing golf because he's saying, hey, this is my retired life now. So I respect what he did. I don't think it was the smartest financial move. But on the other hand, when you've already got generational wealth, who needs another $30 million?
Not many guys that would do that.
Yeah, that's where the amount comes into play, right? Because it's just the whole thing is just a little bit easier to understand if he were on a veteran minimum or something like in the NBA. If it's like $2-3 million, and take somebody like Jeff Green, who this year I think I heard him on a podcast earlier today saying that he'd love to get to 20 years of service. So he's got 2 years left, right? Played for Houston last year, didn't play a ton, but effective when he came in. Certainly helps the young guys. Like, he's a good solid guy to have in your roster between that 12 to 15 spot. He can play in a pinch and still help you a little bit. But if he says, you know what, I'm calling it a day, and even though I've got a year left on my contract, I've been in the NBA for 18 years, but I've just decided that it's not worth it at this time, and it's $2 million. We're kind of like, okay, I get it. I mean, you could still play out the same argument, Cappy, because $2 million in that case is still an incredible amount of money for most people. But when we multiply that by 15 million to get to Derek Carr's, that's where it is the surprise element comes in a little bit more, and you're like, I mean, couldn't you just do a year of that, and then even if you wanted to just donate $30 million to your favorite charity or something? But I guess that money is going to be now diverted to the rest of the payroll that they can try to have in New Orleans.
Well, that is what you need to know. It's brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Now, hold on. While we're here, and we're talking about Derek Carr, there was more news today from the NFL, and we're getting ready for, obviously, Game 1 tonight of OKC versus Indiana in the NBA Finals, and we'll come back to it. But it has finally happened. It has been speculated for many months, but today it has been reported that Aaron Rodgers is, in fact, signing a one-year contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which, just to advance the ball way beyond, because we'll come right back, you know that the Steelers opened the season, Mike, with the Jets. So Aaron Rodgers will be playing for the Steelers against the team he'd played for last year and the team that he signed with the year before. And Justin Fields, who was the backup quarterback last year to Russell Wilson, is expected to be the starting quarterback of the Jets. So the Jets and the Steelers did a quarterback swap, and they will kick off the season against each other. I'll start off with this because I want to hear what you think. I freaking hate this move for the Steelers. Hate it. I love it for the NFL and for the content of it all because it's going to be real interesting. But if I'm a Steelers fan, Yins are going to go down over there with Aaron Rodgers and that. I hate this move for the Steelers because I don't see the Steelers as one of these teams that's a one-year satisfy Aaron Rodgers and give him one more shot kind of a team. So I hate the move for the Steelers. I actually love the move for the NFL. Mike, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not as mad about it. First of all, I checked. That game is in New York. So, to the extent that Jets fans will have fun booing Aaron Rodgers, I get it. But it's still, I don't know that anybody's picking either of these teams to go super far this year. To me, it's just that I wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers on my favorite team, which happens to be the Vikings for this year. But if it's a one-year situation, my guess is they're not paying him a ton. They don't have another quarterback. They don't have an up-and-coming guy. They didn't draft anybody this year. At least.
Wait, point of information. I think they drafted Lindsey.
They did. They had a
Will Howard. Pick? Will Howard from Ohio State.
Yep.
Still got Mason Rudolph.
Yep.
Mason Rudolph, who came back. And by the way, some people think that Will Howard is going to have one of those Tom Brady kind of moments where he's a late round pick and no one really thinks he's going to be an NFL player. And then because he's been a winner everywhere he's ever been at every level of football, he's going to be a winner in the NFL.
What pick was it? Was it a 6th round pick?
6th round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so it happens, right? It's happened in recent NFL history. I guess Brock Purdy would be the best example of a late round pick made good. So I guess that there's a chance that it would happen. But my point was they didn't invest a ton of capital in that position for next year, and certainly for next year or the year after. So it's just, to me, it's like the story itself is bigger than what the impact is going to be. Like I'm sure when Rodgers, if he has a bad game to start, and maybe he will against the Jets, that'll be a storyline. But Cappy, by the time Week 10 comes around, do you still think that's going to be a major NFL storyline, like how Aaron Rodgers is doing as a Steeler?
I kind of do.
Do you?
For this reason. You're not talking about the Jets, who've been a laughingstock of the league for all these years. You're talking about one of the most legendary franchises in league history, and you're also talking about one of the most respected head coaches in the league, one of the most tenured head coaches in the league.
Right.
And by Week 10, if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing well, and if the Steelers are not really playoff positioned, the notion of possibly benching him or cutting him because of what your point is, that they don't have a lot invested in him, that becomes another part of the storyline.
Well, but Cappy, even that point, so yes, the Steelers have the legendary name. We all know about Mike Tomlin, but when's the last time they had a decent run, like where they even got out of the first round?
I'd have to go back a little bit. I mean, I would say it's probably
been like 10 years,
Roethlisberger retired. Yeah, I don't think there's been much since.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's kind of notoriously. It's like, yes, Tomlin has a winning record every year, but They haven't been able to get past the first round in a long time, and so that's the only part of it that I'm saying. It's like it'd be one thing if it were, the Chiefs is a bad example because a team like that has Patrick Mahomes, so you can't take the Bills. And well, what if he replaced Josh Allen? It's more like a team that has recently won or has the roster already built, which partly was kind of why I was thinking about the Vikings, who they win 15-2 in the regular season. And seem like, and then Sam Darnold, are they going to pay him? Are they not? And then, okay, well, J.J. McCarthy isn't quite ready yet. He's a first-round pick. They did put a lot into. And if you put Aaron Rodgers into that situation, that to me is more combustible than sort of this Steelers middling team that's decent but never doesn't really have enough to get far. So maybe I'm just selling the Steelers overall a little bit short and already kind of looking forward to the rebuild that's going to have to occur after Aaron Rodgers. And are they slowing that down because of Aaron Rodgers? Not necessarily, unless they were tanking, which we know that's not going to happen there. So that's why I'm a little nonplussed about it.
Yeah, I think that the Steelers are just obviously, hey, we'll be in a holding pattern for a year. He's better than anybody we've got on our roster right now.
Yeah.
And then next year we'll go in and we'll find our quarterback of the future, or at least that's the thought right now. All right, hold on. Let me ask Lindsay. Lindsay, is Momo coming up next, or is she moving to later in the show?
She's going to be later, sorry.
Okay,
Forgot
no
to
problem.
update you.
That's no problem. Because coming up next, Mike, you and I have to dig into something here. For some reason, Funchy today would have had literally front row seats at the Dodger game, and Funchy decided, I'm not taking the front row seats sitting right next to the dugout at the Dodger game. We're going to find out why next. This is Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
It is a Cappy Ticket Thursday, and this is your cue to call. Be caller number 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN. You get a 4-pack of spots. You and 3 friends to tomorrow night. The Cappy $10,000 Blackjack tournament at the all remodeled, redesigned, and absolutely gorgeous Park West Bicycle Casino in Bell Garden. It's going to be a Friday. Fun. Party, oh party. We start broadcasting live at 3 p.m. and then after the show at 6, Blackjack time. You and 3 of your friends, you win a 4-pack right now. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. On a Cappy Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
Want to sell your home because you're downsizing? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell the home that you've inherited? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your home and take advantage of your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. No matter what your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer and can close in as little as days or as long as you need. Don't worry about the condition of your home. You don't need to pay for costly repairs because they buy as is. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for over 20 years, focusing on helping sellers get the highest offer possible without having to get it ready for the market or deal with agents or pay commissions. They make selling easy and painless. They'll even offer you a $20,000 advance for moving and other expenses. If it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. Call 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano and Cap here Thursday afternoon. Today is Moonshine Day. I used to love the moonshine, which I talked about yesterday. By the way, got a lot of great DMs from everybody. If you got some trouble with alcohol, you just want to talk, DM me at CMM Spectrum, and we'll talk about it. Also on this day back in 2020, the #1 hit, Rain on Me, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Sedano and Cap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Yeah, it's Sedano and Cap. Thursday afternoon. Kind of getting psyched up for tomorrow at the Park West Bicycle Casino.
Oh, yeah, your big blackjack tourney, huh?
Any chance we can get you out there, Mike?
Oh, I wish. I wish. I have.
If it was any other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't do it tomorrow, Cappy, but someday I will play blackjack with you. In fact, you should try to come out for NBA Summer League and hang with me and Sedano.
You know, George has been telling me that for some time, and I'd actually like to possibly join you guys, at least for a day or two.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can stay in my room.
With you?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Oh, my God. What a sweethart. What an absolute angel. As a
Don't
matter
you
of
stay
fact,
with Morales sometimes?
Yeah, and by the way, you know, I hear DeAndre. DeAndre's back there giggling. Now, wait a second. DeAndre, let me ask you a question. Yesterday, what did I say to you? When we left yesterday, I said, hey, Friday night, because you're coming out to the Park West Bicycle Casino. As soon as we get off the air at 6, you're cruising down to get there at 7, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I said, hey, I got the presidential suite at the Park West Bicycle
Casino. You said
Casino.
that we are more than welcome to stay.
Yeah, I had no problem with that at all. Funchy, I said that to you too, right?
You did. Thank you for the invite.
Presidential suite. So what are we talking about,
Presidential
Cappy?
suite has 2 bedrooms, and by the way, I think
2
Beto
bedrooms?
might need one of those because Beto wants to stay now. And,
Beto can
they're
stay
all
too.
sold out.
Oh, dude, me, Beto, Funchy, and DeAndre, like a big sleepover, like a big pajama party,
If
like a
you-
pajama jammy jam.
Cappy, let's just say you had to. Let's say that you had to pick, and you had to have one of these gentlemen next to you in the bed. You could do a pillow divider if you really need to, but between those 3, who would you go with you in the bed?
Oh, that's a tough question, but I'll have to say, gut instinct.
Yeah.
Me and DeAndre.
Okay.
Damn
me
right.
and DeAndre. Me and DeAndre going to sleep
Funch looks like
together.
a wild sleeper. I don't know why. He moves
I
around
am a wild
everywhere.
sleeper. I am a wild sleeper. Yeah.
I'm also a wild sleeper. A lot of times Rachel will wake up the next morning and she'll be like, dude, you hit me with an elbow. You kicked me. I jumped out of the bed in the middle of the night. I'm a wild sleeper, so I want DeAndre by my side.
DeAndre can take that kind of punishment. I think.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
Now, can I ask a quick question here? Beto sent me a photo from the Dodger game. If you missed it, the Dodgers made a really dramatic comeback, beat the Mets today, tied the series at 2 apiece as they get ready to go their separate ways. Now, Funch, you had a seat right next to Beto at the Dodger game today.
I did.
What happened?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Literally, I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Beto, let's just say I had a full morning. I had a really full morning. I was out of the house since like 7:30 doing stuff.
Wait, you? The guy who gets up at 6, eats his breakfast, and then goes back to bed for 2 hours?
Didn't have a nap today. I had a full morning. Me and the wife, we had to get our car serviced, basically. I had to get a tune-up. And when Beto called me, I was at IHOP having pancakes. And it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And
This freaking guy.
And he's like, hey, I got Dodger tickets. Why don't you come on by? And I'm like, Beto, I don't have a car right now. I don't know when I'm going to get my car. It could be 2 hours. It could be 4 hours. I don't know what's going on. You know?
Okay, so the car was the reason. Now, had the car been healthy, you call off work today?
Well, I could, technically have to ask Bergman. I have to ask you guys, can I go? And, Beto Beto had this great idea to have a funch on a street out there, and I just was like, I don't know. I can't get there, I got to do this stuff. I went to Costco this morning, too. I had a full day. I went to Walmart. I got a bunch of stuff done in the morning.
Costco and Walmart?
Yes.
Isn't that redundant?
I mean, that was
was
straight out of old school right there. With
Right.
With how busy his day was.
Yes.
What do you get at Costco? what do you get at Walmart that you couldn't get at Costco or vice versa?
You're going to laugh at me. Well, there's one particular brand of toilet paper that they have at Walmart that they don't have at Costco. So we went to Walmart first to get the toilet paper, and then we went to Costco to get everything else.
I think Costco has great toilet
It's
paper.
It's okay, but I like the what they don't have.
What
do you like, Funchy?
What do they have that
Go on,
at
tell us.
Walmart?
At Costco they have the blue Charmin and they have their own brand.
Mm-hmm.
I like the red Charmin, the really, really soft one.
They have.
There's
no,
that
hold
big
on,
of a
hold on.
difference?
Yes,
They have
there is.
hold on.
There is a difference between the blue Charmin and the red Charmin.
But hold on. The blue Charmin is the ultra soft.
No, but the red one is softer, right?
What, ultra soft?
Yeah.
No, I've never even. What are you? Is this a thing?
All right, I got to look this up.
Because I like the soft. I mean, I think most do. Although to me, that's of much less importance than having
The red one is
It's
Charmin Ultra Strong.
That's right, ultra strong.
Yeah, you don't like.
Oh,
you like,
ultra strong.
You like strong, not
yes.
soft.
Okay, yes, I like strong.
Okay, well then why did you say you like soft?
I don't know which one I'm buying. All I know is it's red Charmin versus
Wait a
blue
second.
Charmin.
Wait a second. Is it your wife who likes the ultra strong?
Of course
or is
it's
it
my
you?
wife. It ain't me.
Okay.
I gotta think like
so,
her.
So your wife actually needs the ultra strong.
Yes, she does. She
Then why
prefers
did
it.
you? Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
I don't know the
anybody else see
difference. I don't know. I don't know if
Clearly-
it's soft or strong. I don't
Clearly
know.
you don't know the difference.
I just see the color, Trudeau. That's
Okay,
all about it.
got it. You
How
like-
far was the Walmart from the Costco?
Literally, like I don't know, maybe 5 minutes away.
All right, not terrible, but
All right.
still,
No,
this
I'm
is.
glad
This
you got.
is
I'm glad you got it done. though.
But here's this thing. I was in literally Pomona / Phillips Ranch, which is way farther away from the station and even farther away from Dodger Stadium.
Cappy, what do you like, by the way?
well, I will buy whatever Costco has.
Okay.
And I learned a bad lesson recently because I ran out of toilet paper. I went to the grocery store and I just bought the cheapest toilet paper because I was like, okay, well, I'll go to Costco. And it was a single ply.
See?
Single ply is horrible.
No.
Even if you use twice as much.
Yeah, you're getting some on your hands there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gross.
Really?
Yeah,
you
don't
got a
want that.
big mess.
Well,
you know?
this is why the more important to me than the tissue and the ply and all of that is having the Japanese style bidet. That is the difference maker.
That's the next
That's
step for me.
clutch.
That's my happy
I bought
place.
one. I just got to install it.
Yeah.
No, I never used one. A bidet.
You never use one?
Never used
It'll
one.
change your life.
Hey,
Huh?
DeAndre.
It will change your
Okay.
life.
All right.
DeAndre,
Change your life.
in the presidential suite tomorrow night, you can use the bidet, baby.
Oh,
In fact,
hell yeah.
I gotta try to get Mark Cates or something on the line and see if I can get some kind of bidet sponsorship.
You need a
and then-
bidet
and then I'll get
sponsor?
a free one for
like
DeAndre.
from
I
like
mean, I already
American
have one.
Toilets or something?
Something like that. I
I
mean,
saw one at Costco today.
hey, I got one from Costco,
Yeah.
and it. Let me tell you, that is well worth any amount of money.
Wait, Mike, the toilet or the bidet?
Well, the bidet, it's something that you stick on top of your toilet.
Yeah,
You have
okay.
to plug in through the water line.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
But
if you're
Costco had
a
a
little bit handy. You can
But
do it
Costco
yourself.
had a Toto toilet, the whole thing today, and I was looking
Yeah?
at, I was standing
How
in front of maybe $300.
Yeah, that's the one.
Momo has
not
one.
bad.
That's
Momo
the
has
one
a Toto
to grab
toilet,
it.
or at least
Yeah.
maybe the
That's the
bidet.
one to grab.
Yeah, so does Rachel. She got one, and it's got the remote control on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it gives you the choice
what
of
I
the
got.
front or the back door.
Heated seat.
You know what?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I will
heated
say-
seat.
Yeah.
Although
They got a
one of
heated
my
seat?
10-year-olds has started to. I went down there and it was like extra hot when I sat down. Like there's 5 levels of heat you can change it to, and I'm like, damn. And I turned it around, and sure enough, he had turned it up to 5. I like it on 3, like kind of right in the middle. And I went up and I was like, buddy, are you good? Like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, nah, I like it. I like the really hot. I'm like, all right, well, that's fine for you. Can you return the setting to the middle so that when I go down there, I'm not getting blasted from what you like with the immediate heat? Because Cappy, the 5 level is legit hot.
This might be a dumb question. Obviously, me never using one.
Yeah.
Why do you need a heated, toilet
Well,
seat?
the heated.
It's luxury, man.
I'm just curious.
Actually,
I'm just curious.
I would say that the heated portion of it is more just the kind of like because you can. Now, I will say some people, let's say when you're sitting down, it can be a little cool when you sit in the seat. So
Yeah,
some
for
people
sure.
like a heated. I don't need that. What I need is the stream, the water stream.
Okay, I feel you.
And you can change the heat setting on that as well. Anyway, Cap, we've probably been talking about this a little too much at this point. But I'm just glad that Funches got everything taken care of. He got his wife taken care of, even at the expense of seeing yet another Dodger
You know who
victory.
took my ticket? Briones.
Oh, really?
He took my ticket, yes.
He would.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he did. He got out there and enjoyed that game.
He did.
And great seats from Beto. All right, let me ask Mike Trudell a question. Mike, this is an important question. I really need your opinion on it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Tonight, Indiana. Does Tyrese Halliburton score more or less than 13.5 points?
Well, OKC being the best defense in the league and having all of this time to specifically prep for what Indiana does, I think this game goes heavily in OKC's favor, but that doesn't mean that Halliburton can't get up to that point total. I think I'm gonna bet on the under on that one though. For Tyrese.
Because let me tell you something. Today on Prize Picks, Halliburton, whose number would be 17.5 points, they gave you a big discount today on Prize Picks on Tyrese Halliburton. So his number, instead of being 17.5 points, went down to 13.5 points. Now, Mike, you're going to be really proud of me, and I want to just remind everybody to download the Prize Picks app, use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, make your first $5 play, get a $50 bonus. Mike, listen to this. Today, so far, I'm 3 for 4. I've got a 4-pick power play going. It's a $20 play to win $290. Now, Mike, I'm 3 of 4 in. You ready? You ready for these?
Actually, I'm changing my answer though. I just looked at Tyrese's game log, and he's only had 3 games in the playoffs so far under that. So I'm going over.
Okay, so anyway, I took the 2 pitchers in the San Francisco-San Diego game earlier today.
Yeah.
To combine for more than 12.5 strikeouts. They had like 16, so check on that. Now I'm going to get into soccer, Mike. You ready for this? I took Mbappe today. I love this play on Prize Picks. It's a demon play. It's a goal plus an assist, and the number was half. So all they had to do was have 1 assist or 1 goal. Mbappe had 2 today. 2 in terms of, I didn't see if he scored or if he had assists. And then, do you know who Lamine Yamal is?
Lamine Yamal is probably the top 3 player in the world already right now at age 17.
Okay,
Incredible
I took
play.
him today. Demon pick, also half a goal plus an assist. He also had 2. So I'm 3 for 4 today on Prize Picks. It's a $20 4-pick power play, not a flex play. I got to get Halliburton home. $20 to win $290. I'm 3 of 3. I just need Halliburton to score 14 points tonight. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play. Get a $50 bonus. And let's all have a great time and win together. Ron the Caddy, I'm looking for you, man. Where are your Prize Picks today? Prize Picks, run your game. And here comes Radio Tinder next. Cappy at the $10,000 Blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
ESPN LA app. The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Hey, baseball fans, ready to swing for the fences? It's ESPN LA's Legends Launch, presented by our friends at Legends Attic. Part of All-Star Friday night, step up to the plate and take your shot at launching as many baseballs as you can into the home run zone. Spots are limited, so grab your bat and go to ESPNLA.com right now to sign up. Bring the heat and showcase your legendary swing at our All-Star Friday night event on July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. Reserve your spot now thanks to Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fan's dream destination.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R.Us and Find the Children.
And it is Sedano and Cap, your Thursday afternoon. Trudell's here. Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. Happy 63rd birthday to Jeff Garland. Of course, of Curb Your Enthusiasm fame, you could follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, FLOOR, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so Cappy, I was just telling Trudell that I have now ordered. Okay, so I gave George to take with him on the road an activated iPhone SE, which
activated iPhone SE.
So it's like the lightest weight possible phone. I got it back when we were still doing broadcasts from home.
Wait, you gave George an extra phone to take on the road
correct.
So he could be
so
on YouTube.
he could be on YouTube with us. But now
a burner.
Yes, exactly. So now. Remember when you guys found out that I had a burner phone and you made fun of me for it?
Now it turns out it comes in real handy, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Helps the show.
It's only like an extra $7 a month. And honestly, it's been sitting in my drawer in the box. So I gave it to him. And then when I asked him, I was like, George, we want to see you on camera. And he's like, well, I was like, I got you the phone. He's like, yeah, but I don't have anywhere to put it. So I bought a case that goes on the back of the phone. And it's just got like this little flip-up maneuver thingy, so
cool.
it has a stand built in.
Yeah.
So literally, the only extra thing he has to bring with him to the arena is that phone with case attached.
Okay.
So I feel like that should alleviate any potential issues.
Yeah,
right?
what took him so long? Why did he take 45 minutes of not being on camera?
Because he was using his own phone and he was holding it in front of him.
Oh, so he didn't bring the phone that you gave him?
Correct, because he was like, oh, well, I don't have a stand or anything. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
So you're really alleviating every excuse that he has.
Exactly, 1,000%.
Good for you.
I thought I did, and then I thought, well, I was going to give him one of those little octopus, stands that.
Yeah, but he won't like that because then he's got to put that in his pocket, and
right?
That's not going to be
and
comfortable.
And this way, he doesn't. He says he didn't bring his bag to the arena, which I don't know if that's really the case. I think George might bring a bag to the arena, but regardless, maybe he doesn't. And this way, it's just a phone in his pocket. And honestly, I don't even care if he loses it or leaves it there because it's all about the content, right?
Absolutely. That's a hell of a job right there, Lindsay Baseball.
Hell of a job. I'm trying. I mean, if I go through all this trouble to have this thing sent to his hotel and then he still doesn't do it, then I'm going to be like, George, really? Really? Really?
Don't just say really, really. Give him a hard time. Bust his freaking chops.
Well, now we know. Now it's all out there. So, George, we got this all under control.
Do it. All right, let's get to some Radio Tinder.
Okay, so I saw this funny story about Michael Jordan. He was in Portugal on vacation, and there was a street performer there that wanted to take a photo with him. And, of course, Michael Jordan normally, he'll do that time and time again when he's out in public and people want to take pictures with him. Mm-hmm. But this guy, he turned him down, and he said no. And you want to know why?
Tell me.
Because he was wearing an Adidas shirt, the guy, the street performer.
Oh, really?
Yes. So Michael Jordan refused to take a photo with this guy because he was wearing an Adidas shirt. And, that's not good for the brand, right? He is Michael Jordan, the Jordan brand.
Right.
So I want to ask you guys, do you think this is a jerk move of Michael Jordan? Swipe left or swipe right?
Nope, not a jerk move. Great move. Correct. This is what he should have done. I mean, Jordan, of course, famously wore the American flag over the Reebok symbol on his jacket in the Dream Team's 1992 gold medal ceremony. So the proper way to be petty is when you're lining your own pocket. And in this case, not just lining your own pocket, but continuing the greatest sports brand and really the greatest brand probably of my lifetime. Like, I am a Jordan acolyte. I still wear more Jordans than anything else, and all because of how cool he was and how cool he made the shoes. So there is very little that you could do to get me to disagree with this type of action for Michael Jordan. Now, hopefully he did something else for this fan. You know, maybe the fan didn't realize it, but Cappy, this was the correct move by MJ.
Don't know what the word acolyte means. Really good word, though. Really good word.
Follower.
Okay.
Benevolent.
Nice. Right. I agree with Mike. I would swipe left and say that Michael Jordan was well within his right to not take the picture with the guy. Not only just like to jerk his chain, like, hey, man, I don't take pictures with dudes wearing Adidas stuff. Look, if we're out at a place and I'm drinking a beer for some reason that is not an icy cold Coors Light, you will never see me holding another beer in a picture.
Are you that conscious about it?
Oh, very conscious.
I'm just curious because I feel like that's very good to know.
Oh, very, very conscious. I'm not taking a picture with another can or another bottle, even if, let's just say, I'm someplace and they don't have, for whatever reason, who doesn't have a Coors Light? But seriously, I will not do that. You have to be loyal to your brand. You have to promote your brands, and you got to take care of the brands that take care of you. So I'm an acolyte of Coors Light.
All right, Funchy's got the next one.
Nice job, Cappy.
All right, guys. So
see, I've already incorporated that one.
Good job.
I went to Costco, like I said earlier, this morning, and the fun thing about going to Costco is getting cheap gas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Really, really cheap gas. So I have a method of getting gas. I think there's two methods of getting gas or pumping your gas. There's filling up, and when it stops, you round up to the next round dollar. Like if you stopped at $48.84, you put a little more in until you get the even $49, right?
Right.
And then there's the filling up and just stopping, and when it clicks, you just take it out and go.
Right.
Which one do you do, Cappy?
So I'm a round-up guy, but, Funch, here's the thing. Let's say you get to $48.68 and you round up to $49, but you're stuck at $48.99. And then you just got to give it a little love tap, right? But then you go to $49.01.
Oh, I hate that one. Oh.
I will go the next 99 cents. I will go the next 99 cents, no doubt about it. I swear to you, Rachel, it drives her nuts that I feel like I have to be on an even number. I want it 49.00. I will live with 50.50. In other words, I will get to 50 cents, but 99.9% of the time I round up, and even if I go over by a penny, then I go the extra 99 cents.
Cappy, one time that happened to me where same thing, and I wanted to go all the way. I missed it out on like 48.09 or 48.01, and I had to go to 50 or whatever. Gas started coming out. It was too much gas.
See, that is the risk. Mike, how about you?
Yeah, Funch, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I know. And it was embarrassed at the gas station.
No, I mean, look, I certainly appreciate the round number. One of my cars is all electric, and then the car that my wife drives is still gas. But her car is up soon, and I think we're going to go to double electric. So hopefully I will not be going to a gas station ever again after these next couple of months. However, in the meantime, when I do get gas, there's a gas station that it's cheaper by a significant amount if you use debit instead of credit, right?
Because you don't get they don't get the 3% charge or
that's
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
But so you end up what ends up happening though, Funchy, and this has happened before. So let's say you pump to $85 even, but then I'll look at my credit card bill, or I guess in this case it would be my bank account, and it'll be like $85.25.
Yeah, right. The 25
cent
exactly.
fee, and that really pisses me off. So then I have to remember to cut it off at $84.75, anticipating the 25-cent fee that's going to be added to it that isn't indicated on the counter. Right?
You round up every single transaction to the nearest cent.
I hadn't really thought of it because when in fact I want to fact check this myself, because you would think that once you start pumping, you're like, oh, they include the 25 cent or whatever it is, 20 cents, 30 cents, can't remember which one it is, but whatever that nominal fee is per transaction, and then you have to incorporate that level of math. So it's a slippery slope there.
Like Arco has an extra 35
that's the
cents.
one.
Yes. Yeah, and I have to stop at like $11.65 or something.
Well, how much
to get
cheaper
12.
is Costco? Because I have a Costco membership, but I've never gotten gas there.
Oh, Mike, Costco
really cheap.
is so much.
Yeah.
It will save you if it's
But is
convenient.
it the same level of quality?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh my God, Costco.
also the
Everything
same
at
gas.
Costco is the highest quality.
Kirkland
Seriously,
Signature.
of everything.
No, I love Costco in general, but I'm saying I thought for some reason if the gas is that much cheaper, maybe
No.
it's like the
No, it's the
diluted or
membership.
something.
No,
It's
it's
all
about the
a perk of
membership.
being a
Yeah,
member.
it's about the
You don't have
membership.
to have a separate membership for the gas.
No,
No,
not at all.
No,
It's the same
but
membership.
you want to know what the
you have to
trick
wait in
is?
line.
You have to wait in a long
So
line.
it's basically like
well,
In-N-Out Burger.
Depending. Wait, but Mike,
Yeah.
I stop at the Costco in San Juan Capistrano pretty much every week. I fill up, and then, Mike, here's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
They have a car wash. There's only a few Costco car washes around Southern California.
Is there one in Hawthorne?
I don't know.
Okay.
$7.99. And this Costco car wash is about 35% larger than any other, like, machine car wash that you've ever been in.
Oh.
And if you've ever gotten really baked out of your face and then you go through a car
Haven't.
wash, it's so cool.
Hey, they do want to have one in Hawthorne.
Oh, they do?
They do.
$7.99 for an amazing car wash at Costco.
So the
San Juan
car
Cap.
comes out spiffy, like as if somebody had toothbrushes on it.
I don't know if it's that spiffy, but
Oh.
I'll tell you this. There's a lot of people that go through that car wash. They pull over in the parking lot, and then they're drying their car, and they're doing all kinds of stuff to it.
What time is it? What time is the gas? Is the gas line open the same time as store hours? Or
I
is it like
think
different hours?
so. I think so. I think it's their gas stations. I'll tell you right now.
I'll give this a shot. This will be my assignment. I'll give it a shot.
Okay, try the. Now, Lindsay's right. There could be lines at the Costco gas station, and when there hopefully are three pumps per island, and you got to kind of go around people sometimes, and you got to parallel park, and you got to hope that people pull in enough. So it can get a little hairy, but I'm telling you, the gas at Costco, the savings, if you're in range, they're worth it.
And Trudell, they have a food court with an amazing cookie, an amazing chocolate chip cookie.
Well, the food
That I
court.
never get to.
My typical food court order there is just one slice of pepperoni pizza and the fruit smoothie.
Got to try the cookie, man.
Yeah, I love cookies. I mean, I haven't been persuaded to try I don't know why. Probably because I'm like, well, I'm getting the pizza, so I'm going to get the pizza.
No,
and the
you have to
cookie.
try the cookie, man.
Okay, forget the pizza, eat the cookie. All right, well, there you go. There is Radio Tinder. And, hey, if you want to be part of the first
Big
ever...
Costco guy, except for the toilet paper.
Right. Toilet paper, you got to go to Walmart. If you want to be a part of the first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament, you got to make sure you're listening for that cue to call for your chance for a spot for you and your friends. It's all tomorrow at the Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens. Listen up carefully for your chance to be there at our first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament. Listen carefully. That's a hint. Dr. Klappa coming by next on Sedano and Cap.
And it is a Cappy Ticket Thursday right here on 710 ESPN. What I want you to do is listen for the cue to call all day long. When you hear it, be caller number 7 at 877-710 ESPN. Then you're going to join Cappy tomorrow night with me, Beto Duran, producer Lindsay Baseball, the whole gang at the Cappy $10,000 Blackjack Tournament. Jack at the all-new, beautifully remodeled Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens. Your chance to win free play with Cappy Bucks and cash tomorrow night. The first ever Cappy $10,000 Blackjack Tournament. Keep listening for your chance to win all day long on a Cappy Ticket Thursday from Park West Bicycle Casino and 710 ESPN.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to. Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves. They're just people who buy from people, and they'll provide you a custom solution that works for your needs. They offer and will buy with cash, and they close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending any money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out. And there are no agents, just a great offer and an easy experience that will give you the peace of mind so that you can walk away happy. So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no-obligation offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano and Cap here Thursday afternoon. Don't forget, 5:30 tonight, we're going to go to NBA Finals Game 1 on ESPN on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile, Thunder Pacers Game 1. Sedano and Cap will continue with Trudell on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and on the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. On this day back in 1965, Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and Pharaohs peaked at number 2 on the Billboard chart. Sedano and Cap continues with Trudell your Thursday afternoon right now.
Bully, bully. Bully, bully.
You know, Cappy, you've ignored several of the rejoin songs today. I'm curious that this one got you, though.
This is a great song. When you hear this song...
It is a great song.
When you guys hear this song, does anybody know or does anybody think of a particular movie that comes to mind with this song?
Is it an 80s movie?
Bully, bully! Yeah. Bully, bully.
Is it Ferris Bueller?
Nope.
Breakfast
But I think
Club?
you're kind of close. Nope, not Ferris Bueller, not Breakfast Club. You're so close.
Dazed and Confused?
No. Previous to that.
Help me out.
Fast Times at Ridgemont
I
High.
was going to say, I bet Dr. Clapper knows.
It's right in that wheelhouse, Cappy.
Right. Dr. Clapper, good afternoon.
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
Hey, Cappy, I got an idea for you when you're playing poker.
Yeah.
I want you to wear a T-shirt that says, "The right to acolyte."
The right to acolyte, yes. And then it should say the right to acolyte while drinking a Coors Light. Lakers in 5.
I love it.
Doc, how you doing today, man?
Good. Busy. By the way, Sam the Sham, you know what other song he had as a hit?
Tell me.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, yeah,
Remember that song?
that's a banger right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is a banger.
They also did that one.
Yeah.
Did you know the Fast Times reference, Doc?
I think it's. Did the Ramones do the music for that one?
That might be the case, but don't you remember when Spicoli goes to the prom?
Yeah.
And he
Song
goes
10,
up,
right?
Yes, and he goes up on the stage he goes, "Hey, I know that song, dude," and then he jumps up on the stage.
I always hear about it because he was a surfer, I think, in that movie, which it put surfing back by 50 years having that character out there.
Right. That's exactly right. You got that,
Dr. Klepper. If the dealer has to hit, are you hitting on 16?
If the dealer has to hit, so in other words, if the dealer is showing something less than a 16, Mike?
Yeah.
And you, Dr. Clapper, have a 16, you're hitting.
Okay.
I didn't get as far as I've gotten in life by holding back.
Okay.
I'm a gambler.
Okay.
Just making sure.
All right. Hey, Doc, I wanted to ask you today, the Dodgers got a series split with the Mets. They had a nice comeback win today. I'm of the opinion, I want to know what yours is. I think Ohtani is going to pitch. And it may not just be because, hey, look, this is so cute. Ohtani can pitch again. More because the Dodgers might actually need him. But you've told us in the past, and I'll ask the question why. Why can they come back better after a second Tommy John?
Well, I want to take advantage of Mike Trudell being in the studio today because do you remember when Steve Blake, like Brock Purdy, acutely from an injury tore their ulnar collateral ligament? And by the way, for the listeners, keep one hand on the wheel, but take your other hand and feel palms up, feel the little finger, the pinky side of your elbow. That is where the ulnar collateral ligament is, and that's when you hit the funny bone. The ulnar nerve is sitting right there. So that is where the ligament is that attaches the humerus bone to your forearm. That's the ligament that we're talking about with Tommy John surgery. But in the case of Steve Blake, remember, Mike, when he tore his ulnar collateral ligament acutely?
Yeah.
So when Brock Purdy and Steve Blake tear the ligament and snap, we are able to make an incision, find the ulnar nerve and protect it, and literally put stitches in the ripped ligament, drill some holes in the bone, and put it right back where it came from because it's an acute injury. But in a baseball pitcher who's throwing 100 miles an hour, it's the same ligament, but the injury is for a different reason. It's because of the slow, steady stretch when they try to throw a curveball that elongates and stretches out the ligament. So we as surgeons are unable to just take the ligament and reattach it to the bone because it's too floppy already. Does that make sense? And so to answer your question, why can you come back? And why will he come back after not one but his second Tommy John surgery? It's because of the genius of Dr. Frank Jove, who I was a fellow with 40 years ago, who had the idea of, and here's a clapper vision for you. You ready for a clapper vision?
Right. Yeah, as opposed to a Cappy vision.
Right. As opposed to a Cappy vision, which can look with those special glasses through the blouses of beautiful women. But I'm talking clapper vision here, so it's about anatomy.
Okay.
When we make our incision and when Dr. Job saw that worn out, stretched out ligament, he said, I can't use that because it's going to fail. His genius was to drill holes in the humerus bone, the arm bone, and then drill holes in the forearm, and then borrow a brand new tendon taken from the forearm where it's called the palmaris longus, which you can easily spare, like you can take your appendix out and your gut is still just fine. And he
or
used
your
that
gallbladder,
tendon.
which I had to have out, Dr. Clapper.
Right. Well, yeah exactly.
Didn't
You
really
can still
need
live on, obviously. But he used the clapper vision that he had in his mind. And so I want everybody to look at those Jordan sneakers that they're all wearing with the shoelaces, right? What keeps your foot from coming out of the Jordan shoe is the crossing, right, of the shoelace. And you're able to tighten your shoelaces to custom fit your foot, and it stays stably inside the shoe, right, by tightening the shoelace because of the way it's crossed. Well, Dr. Joe essentially uses a tendon like a shoelace, and he was able to tighten better than the ligament was before, and that is why you can have this surgery and come back and be the superstar that Ohtani will be even after the second one.
Let me follow up on that. So I had read something a few months ago, Dr. Clapper, and I've been meaning to ask you, but there was some data that pitchers who came back from a second Tommy John surgery, the numbers were down. And I don't know if that follows what you might expect medically from a procedure that's done twice, and like if they can go to the same place and put it in, but or if you've seen any such numbers, or if you know kind of what are the chances of success and how might they differ for somebody that's gotten it not once but twice.
So what's beautiful about the medical profession and orthopedics in specific where I work is that we actually did appreciate that fact. And so what do we do now, Mike? We now are doing something called an internal brace, where we literally use a synthetic material, kind of like a bulletproof vest, Kevlar-like material. It's called fiber wire. And we use that material to belts and suspenders, like wearing a belt and suspenders, and we put that over the natural construct so there's less stress on it while it all scars down. So you will see going forward that when you need your second Tommy John surgery, and in some cases, the first time around, we will use the internal brace to reduce the number of failures. But many pitchers will tell you, my arm feels stronger now than it did before it fell apart.
You know, last thing, Doc, and I was saying this to Lindsay yesterday, I really want to get Dustin May on the show because to see a guy who has come back from 2 Tommy Johns, who's already pitched more innings this year than he ever has in his career, and we haven't even hit the All-Star break, it's not just the rehab and the desire, it's the mental strength to say, I got to keep doing it again. Like, it's one thing when you blow out your arm and you're like, I got to get a Tommy John. It's another thing when you do it again to, like, keep your mind in it to want to come back. So I look at what Dustin May has done already this year, and I think about all the injuries that the Dodgers have in their pitching staff. That's a guy I want to talk to about exactly what we're talking about today. Doc, it is great to be with you always. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, Cappy, and knock 'em dead at your poker contest. And remember, you have the right to acolyte.
You got that right. The only thing he didn't get right is a blackjack tournament, not a poker tournament. It's going to happen real fast tomorrow, Mike, real fast. Hey, everybody, ESPN LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone present the T-Ball Tee-Off. It's part of our All-Star Friday night, July 11th, in the West Covina Sports Complex. Kids ages 7 to 12, Mike, you should get your boys out there, can swing big and be part of the All-Star action. Sign up now at ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card and sign up in your designed age group, but I think that should be saying designated age group. Children's Dental Fun Zone, sparkling smiles, happy kids. Here comes the 5 o'clock hour, including 30 minutes commercial-free on Sedano and Cap. Next.
We are your home for the NBA Finals, 710 ESPN game number 1 tonight. From Oklahoma City, the Thunder battle the Pacers. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. on 710 a.m. and also on the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. And Chumba Casino and Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, Sedano and Cap will continue until 6 p.m. on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
I love extreme sports. Hey, Ma, watch me ride this inflatable flamingo around the lazy river backwards. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Flamingo Fridays are back. It's everything you love about Oasis Pool at night.
Number 2.
Get a 2-liter hydration backpack when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 10th.
And the number 1 reason.
The Pointer Sisters, live August 23rd. Get tickets now.
Morongo, good times.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Hey, it's Mace. Did you know Goodwill Southern California is more than just amazing thrift finds? They're transforming lives with job training, career placement, and support services for veterans, youth, and individuals overcoming barriers to employment. Every donation and purchase fuels these life-changing programs. For more on how you can help, go to powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. That's powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. Brought to you by GSC Verizon Skill Forward.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. and it's time for 30 minutes nonstop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN 710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Bing, ba-da-bum. Boom, bee-dum-bum. Ba-ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bicky-doo, da-da-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. Boom, bee-dum-bum, ba-da-bum, bicky-doo, da-da-bum. Ticky-ticky-doo, da-da-bum. Yeah. Oh, Mike Trudell. That is good. From low to high. And back down to low again. Low key.
It's just something I've been trying out.
I like these harmonies.
I know they're good, right, Funchy?
The Beach Boys or something.
Cappy, what do you think about Stephen A's all-white suit?
You know what? I'm watching NBA Countdown. There's 33 minutes and 48 seconds to go. I had to lay out on that one, Mike.
I thought maybe you would start getting back into it with your
No. I had to lay out on that. That was really good. That's nice lung capacity.
Look, it's from my old saxophone days.
Oh, you played the sax?
Yeah, back in the
alto, baritone. What are you talking about?
Alto, sometimes tenor for jazz band, but usually alto. Yeah.
You still got a sax?
It's at my mom's house in Maryland, so it's been a long time. But
dude.
I used to like to just kind of play along with the radio. I wasn't as much about the stuff that you had to play in band, but it was a nice easy A though. It helped the GPA.
Dude, I love the saxophone. Yeah,
it's fun. Stephen A's white suit though. You were getting
Stephen A's white suit. I will give Stephen A's white suit a 8.95. I like the white on white on white. I like that there's a little creaminess to it. I like that it's summertime and Stephen A is a fashion plate. By the way, I don't know what Stephen A is doing, just as a complete side note. I don't know what he's doing with himself right now.
Cappy,
yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it. Put it up a little closer. Oh, that's sharp. Oh, hold on. We're going to zoom in on this thing right now. Okay. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, Mike Trudell is... Oh, it's fly as hell is what that is.
That's prom 1998-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that's definitely like millennial prom gear.
Dude, that is like, look at those frosted tips.
You like that? No, not frosted tips. That's my normal
this is
hair.
Natural.
Oh, really?
I thought it's the white on white suit though. I just had more like the Zach Morris wave.
Yeah.
But
is that okay, no, it's a white suit, white on white with a white shirt,
with a white tie, all white, buddy. White shoes.
And all your buddies who are around you are all wearing black suits.
That's right.
They must have felt like such dumbasses.
Yeah, so I also made the choice. There's a photo of me with, and we went as like with our best friend group. So me and a lot of my good girl friends that were girls, not the girls that I was dating. And it's me in the middle of like 6 of them, and on a staircase at that same photo shoot. And and my friends as a going away to college gift, the girls printed out this massive, or got it enlarged and put it in a frame, and I hung it up in my dorm room. And just to kind of see what people thought. Now, in related news, I had puka shells on and like to walk around with my shirt off a lot in the dorm. So I matured as college went on, but that's how I started, Cappy.
I understand. You look hot. You look really hot. So we're about 30 minutes away now from tip-off tonight. And, Linz, I do like Stephen A's white on white look. The only thing I got to ask is, what is he doing? Nobody respects the hustle more than I do, okay? I don't know how to actually quantify that statement, but suffice it to say, I respect the hustle. Stephen A is a busy, busy brother, for real. Like between First Take and then his own, independently produced podcast and every appearance he makes on now, sharing his political opinions. Now he's going to be going to Mad Dog Sports Radio on Sirius. And not only is he going to be doing a daily radio show, but now he's also going to be doing political commentary on another channel. This brother's going to burn out. And here's the thing. If somebody paid me what they paid him, $100 million, you know what I might do? I might actually slow it down a hair and pump the brakes rather than hit the accelerator and do even more. What's he doing? What do you guys think?
Right?
Hey, what is this, Tulsa? You didn't have
Mike,
your mic on?
Mike, Mike, that's a yellow
I
card.
turned it off a lot.
That's a yellow card. When
You're going to turn it off, turn it back on.
Right.
Here's the problem. I turn it off because I cough a lot. So
Okay.
I'm kind of always fluctuating between some state of turning the mic off myself and then turning it back on. So I'm usually on top of it. I apologize for that mistake. Alas, I don't. I think that Stephen A. likes to talk, clearly. And so, you know what I'm saying, Cappy? It's not so much a money thing. I think he enjoys being part of the conversation
And
like
plus,
that.
for
and
what
he's
it's
good at
worth,
it.
Cap, he's getting the serious deal that he's doing. I think that is taking the place of his podcast.
Oh, it is?
I think, because I don't see how he could possibly still do both. And the serious money is a completely separate deal than ESPN. So not only is ESPN paying him the $20 million a year, he's also got a separate deal now with Sirius.
Oh, listen, I understand.
So that's a lot of money.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if somebody paid me $100 million and then they said, hey, would you like to make another $5 on top of that to do a daily radio show? I'd be like, I'm good with the $100 million and the work that I'm doing. I don't need to be making more, working more, because
Derek Carr would have said no thanks.
Yeah, Derek Carr would have easily walked away from
Derek
that.
Carr.
No
Yeah.
problem. No doubt about it.
Cappy, can I tell you something about that I'm still mad about with the NBA?
I wish that you would. Funchy, get ready for this. DeAndre, get ready for this.
So, Tyrese Halliburton, who's about to lead his team onto the court here to face OKC.
Halliburton.
You all saw this. I'm sure you already did a whole thing on it, but I'm still mad about it, which is why I have to get it off my chest.
Okay.
Was voted against 5-4 for Eastern Conference MVP. Right. Now,
Well, just by the way, side note to that, as they were about to announce, and Reggie Miller was standing there with the MVP trophy, and they were about to announce it. They're like, and now here is our MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, and Halliburton is seen on video he moves forward.
Getting ready to accept his award.
Very embarrassing.
So I've heard the arguments about who cares? It's just the Eastern Conference MVP. Same thing in the West. It happened last year when Brown got it over Tatum, which I don't think that he should have. So this kind of goes back to my central argument, and I want to see if I can persuade you, Cappy, or if you want to talk me off the ledge on this one. So, in a game of basketball, especially, one player makes such a big difference. The only equivalent that we have really in just like the American sports is the quarterback in the NFL. And you can't really have that much value in baseball. You could argue a starting pitcher, sure, but then they're only pitching 1 out of every 5 games, or every 4 in a postseason setting, sometimes 3. So the Pacers have no chance of winning a series without Tyrese Halliburton. He is the straw that makes he stirs the drink. Like everything that he does is why the Pacers play like they play. It's why they went out and got Pascal Siakam, who is a great finisher of plays. And yes, I get it. He's a better defender than Halliburton is, but I just think when things are close statistically, and in this case they were, you just go to what we all know is the better player. Because down the line, like when that award, when we're just looking down in the record books, these are the things that stand out. Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP over Steph Curry. That will make me mad forever. I just mentioned the Brown and Tatum one, another one where you could argue, sure, Brown had a couple of better games, but Tatum's the overall better player. So do you have a pushback against that, Cappy, of like when we look back in 10 years and you just see that Siakam was the conference finals MVP and not Halliburton, will it make you think, well, wait, why did that happen? Was he really that much better? And why can we not just agree that if things are close, that it should go to the better player?
All right. I would love to push back and tell you how absolutely wrong you are and how much I completely disagree. Sadly, however, alas, I could not agree more. I mean, when Halliburton took that step to go get the trophy that he thought was his, it's like, look, you mentioned the quarterback. When a team wins a Super Bowl, unless somebody has a crazy game, like 3 interceptions in the game or 2 kick returns for scores, I mean, you have to really dramatically impact the game.
Cappy, the best example of what you're talking about in the one that drives me crazy is if it goes to like a wide receiver or like let's say the wide receiver had 4 touchdowns. Yes, but the quarterback threw all 4 of those passes, and he threw the passes to the other receivers that got catches, and he's the reason why they had to scheme the defense. So, like, it's got to – I don't even know that there's a wide receiver type stat. Like, running back, I get, is a little bit different, but even then, they're probably giving you running lanes because of the quarterback and the threat of the quarterback being able to throw the receiver. So, just kind of to burst your point.
I feel like Tyrese Halliburton is the best player on the Pacers. He's what the entire team is built around. And when you are in this postseason, when you're averaging, I want to say his total might be like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30 points per game. I could do the quick homework here, but I probably won't. The point is that
Tyrese for the playoffs, Cappy?
For the playoffs, overall? Yeah. What's his number?
Oh, so I was just looking at conference finals, right? He was 21 points, 10.5 assists, only 1.7 turnovers, 6 rebounds, 45% from the field. He didn't shoot the 3 well. That was one thing, but still 33%. So those are the counting stats, which are still very, very good. It'd be one thing if you were just terrible and hadn't hit a shot the whole series, and Siakam was awesome, right? That wasn't the case. Siakam averaged more points, but in terms of overall statistics, counting stats, plus minus. The plus minus was relatively close because they played together for the most part, but those all gave Halliburton a slight edge, and Siakam won nonetheless. And I guess because the argument is he played a little better defensively overall, and and the numbers were close.
I guess for me, DeAndre and everybody else. I mean, Lindsay, Funchy, everybody jump in. I guess for me, when a team wins, and you look at their best player, and he's such an important part of it all, I never really even looked deep enough into the numbers to say, okay, well, Siakam averaged more, or he played better on the defensive end. To me, everything happens with Indiana because of Halliburton, and maybe it's just this perception based on what he'd already accomplished in the postseason and the game-winning shots that he'd hit, and knocking off big stars like Giannis and then knocking off New York, et cetera. To me, he's the guy for Indiana. So when they win, I just kind of presumed, as he did, that he was going to win the MVP.
Well, I'm gonna make a confession here, and this might have something to do with something that happened to me in high school that scarred me.
Okay, let me hear it.
And I'm not proud of this, Cappy. Like, still, there's some ego involved in this. But postseason awards banquet, my senior year. Okay. So the first award that is announced is team MVP, and so at this point I'm going on to play in college, right? And I kind of I had the counting stats and these kinds of things, and I ended up getting the MVP for the whole conference and sort of the first team All-State, all that. So clearly,
wow. So congratulations.
This is why I'm kind of saying this. I regret talking about this.
I'm just glad we're this is a good song to play underneath because clearly we're talking about Mike's feelings.
Yes.
On the other hand, we also could be playing Glory Days because now we're going back to the high school days.
Story time is better. I like the story time.
Story time. And wait a second. Days. And for those of you guys that are watching on YouTube, now you can see there's Mike Trudell in 1998 in his white suit with his boys
this
around
is the same
him.
Year.
Right.
Oh, that was like your prime, huh?
With the white limo right behind him,
That's when
and all of his soccer teammates around him. All right, go ahead.
Definitely, that was not when I peaked.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
See, so I'm saying I'm defensive too. What's
you
wrong
are.
with me?
All right,
you're
so go ahead.
so
anyway,
so you're all state.
I loved your puka shells, Mike Trudell.
So anyway,
let me see those again.
So Cappy, the awards bank was going on, and the coach gets up, and the coach is like, "All right," and the team MVP goes too, and I kind of stand up, and Blake Hansen, right, and our goalie, and we didn't let up many shots on goal. He was a good goalie, but I was kind of like, oh. What? Okay, and I kind of sat down, and then after that, he announced conference MVP, right? So not of the whole conference, and then the All-State and all this kind of stuff. But I still to this day was like, it just trying to reflect the fairness and what the intention of the award is. Here's me, who's getting the other awards, who's getting to go on, and I'm mad that this poor goalie who did have a good season, right, gets this one award when I get like all these other 3 awards on the side, and so maybe that hurt and ego is playing into me thinking about Tyrese Halliburton, who, if they win, which they won't, but if they did, he's going to be recognized as the best player on the team, or at least he should. And he's sitting there thinking, yeah, but you just gave the award to Pascal Siakam. He's not. I'm the leader of this team. I'm the best player on this team. So that's what I'm wondering. Am I bringing my own psychology and ego into this for Halliburton, Cappy?
Yes,
I think you are.
I'm with Lindsay. I think that this is really bothering you. And by the way, it's 27 years later, Mike. It's time to let it go.
Let it go.
It's just the principle.
It's time to let it
27
go,
years later. I mean, coming from Cap, that's quite the statement.
I felt Tyrese though. I was kind of like, oh, all right.
But you know what?
I'm coming, coach, to get my award.
You know what they say, Trudell? That like the best leaders always prop up their teammates.
What? Look, I had never mentioned a word of this to anybody until just now. I never said.
Blake doesn't know how pissed you are about all this.
But I was pretty pissed, and in fact, I felt pretty good.
Wait, what was his name?
His name was Blake.
Yeah, Blake.
Blake what?
I already said it. I said it on the air. Blake Hansen.
Okay.
Blake Hansen is
Blake
Hansen somewhere is going to be like, hey, dude, I was listening to the radio and they were talking about you.
Like, why are you hating on exactly?
Blake Hansen, you deserved it. You deserved it, Blake. And
no, he did not
is
deserve
just
it.
Bitter.
He did not deserve it. Actually, Mike should have won the MVP. But here's what happened, Mike, and you know it, and I know it. Your coaches were like, hey, look, Mike's All-State.
Yeah, they want to spread the wealth a little
Mike's
bit.
Mike's going to Northwestern.
I get it.
Like it's an awards ceremony. Look. Without our keeper, where would we be?
Yeah.
When a soccer match ends, and the team wins, everybody goes and runs over to the goalkeeper, gives him love, gives her love, right? And they kept you in the game. And I hear what you're saying. Our team was good.
It's
we
a
played
hard
good
one.
defense. There
Cappy,
weren't that many shots on goal.
I'm sure you coached your kids before. Okay, one of your 4 kids, and like right now, I'm helping coach a couple of the boys' teams. And after the game, sometimes you'll get in front of the kids, and let's say that the 8th best player, right, who's playing left field, makes a great catch in the game. Meanwhile, your shortstop, your best player, makes 12 great plays.
Mm-hmm.
After the game, though, you may shout out that left fielder, right, for making the one good play to kind of keep, keep that spirit, to recognize it. Whereas the shortstop, you're like, you're good. You're good. You're fine. You don't need my praise after every single game. But that's why I wasn't talking about just one game. This is a series. And especially in the NBA context, this is now historical. There only been 2 of these. It just started, and I just felt a little bit for Tyrese in this instant. I still feel for Jason Tatum. I still feel for Steph Curry. I still feel for Tim Duncan, who got one of his stolen by Tony Parker, who I love, one of his stolen by Kawhi, when Duncan was clearly the best player in the series. So that's all. It's like I just want history to accurately reflect who the best players are. And I get that there's some subjectivity to it. I hope that I'm not only doing this because of what happened to me in high school, and my ego at the time was too big to take the goalie getting some love.
I understand.
I got to ask you something, Trudell, as a team broadcaster.
Yeah.
How do you feel about everyone thinking that Reggie Miller, or many people being very vocal about Reggie Miller's like clear, obvious bias, which we all know, like his history with the Pacers, but the fact that he was broadcasting the game nationally for TNT, not part of the team broadcast, but the national broadcast on TV, and then him like being up there, like accepting the awards and celebrating with them at the end. Do you have an issue with that, or do you think can you understand why people have an issue with that?
Who has an issue with that?
Well, the Twitter was going nuts.
Yeah, get over it.
I don't have an issue with it. I think so. Like Mike Breen, one of the best play-by-play guys in the business, right? He does the Knicks games. He's done the NBA Finals. Like he could have done that. He's done plenty of big Knicks games.
But he doesn't.
What's that?
He doesn't do that.
Doesn't do what?
Like
doesn't
he doesn't
go up and accept it.
Right.
Well, he wasn't a player, so that's different in that kind. He didn't
Okay.
play for the team.
Okay.
He's the voice of the team.
I got you.
So it's a little easier to separate.
How many times have you heard Troy Aikman call a Dallas Cowboy
Troy
game
Aikman,
and tell you how great everybody is for the Cowboys? Doesn't mean he doesn't criticize at times, because he has been critical.
That's not what I'm saying, though, Cappy. Do you think if they would have won the Super Bowl on a game, if he was calling the Super Bowl, let's say that he was the color analyst on the Super Bowl, and the Cowboys won, do you think that he would go up there and stand with the team as they accepted the trophy?
Well, it depends. I mean, was Reggie Miller, was this planned before, regardless of who was going to be?
I
in
think
the
he was
Eastern
just
Conference
kind of
Finals?
I think he kind of gathered there,
I would just add in though. I thought Reggie was fine on his team, and the way I try to describe something like this, because obviously I've worked for the team for many years, right? But the fans of the team, yes, you have some where there's complete bias and all they want to hear is everything is sunshine. But you have a majority of the fans, in this case, especially with Laker fans, who really just want to be told the truth about how the team is playing, about who's playing well, about who's not. Like, they don't want the complete sugar-coated, my team's the best, if you don't like our team, you stink. I think that most fans, Cappy, of all the places that you've worked in, of all the teams, like, there are fans of their team can be the most critical sometimes of their team.
Oh, yeah.
So those things do exist, and I think that it can be the same for an announcer. And, like, when I'm analyzing or trying to, like, watching a Laker game, I like to think that I can do it, right, and give you, just because I work for the team doesn't mean that I can't give you an accurate representation of what's going on. I think that's the difference between being a professional and not. So my bias on that side would be towards the announcer, and even if it's a little different from a guy that used to play for the team, like, I think that everybody gets it. I think everybody, and if you're complaining about it on Twitter, like, find something more serious.
I mean, could you imagine, like, hey, Reggie, this is the last broadcast we're going to be doing here on TNT, but since your former team is now in this series, we're actually going to move off of you and we're going to put somebody else in because we don't want it to come off as sounding biased.
Again, I don't think it has anything to do with sure, people were complaining about him being biased during the call of the game. That's one thing. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of it, really. I just thought it was interesting how many people were piling on that he was up there, like, with the trophy presentation, celebrating as if he were part of the team when they won the Eastern Conference Finals. I just thought that part was what people were freaking out about.
I hear it. I like this. I just go back to the kind of, like, walk and chew gum thing. It's like he doesn't have to completely separate himself as a Pacer legend, like, once the broadcast is done. If he's on the air, complaining about a play and just in a clearly biased fashion, like, let's say it's a goaltending call, and he's like, what are you talking about? That was a block.
Yeah, he did do that.
I mean, and there were plenty of calls where he went the complete other way and said, listen, no, this call should go in favor of the Knicks.
I use Troy Aikman all the time as an example. I've heard Troy Aikman so many times talk about coaches that were part of the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff that went on to other places, were complete and utter failures, and all Troy does is hype them up because of the relationship that he had with them. And hey, Troy, I know you're cruising around right now and you're listening. You know how I know that, Mike?
Because your boys, he's texting you?
No. Oh. Tell him, DeAndre.
Oh, because everybody listens?
Correct. Exactly. Right. And Troy, I don't mean to be pulling you out on this one. I'm just making the point. It's coming to mind. Listen, the likelihood of the Indiana Pacers making it to the Eastern Conference Finals where Reggie Miller was going to be broadcasting that game, I just don't think going into the playoffs, and you can tell me, no, you're wrong, because look at their second half of the season and look at what their record was. So, yes, they were going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
The best example of this, and I know this from several Laker fans that have been, like, lifelong Laker fans. So Tommy Heinsohn used to call the finals, right, during the Showtime era. And, like, literally one of the biggest Celtics of all time. So I know Laker fans feel a certain type of way about that, and we're saying, oh, he's completely biased. And my guess is that he probably was, but I can't comment that specifically because I haven't actually listened to Heinsohn call those games. But this is not new, right? Like, Magic Johnson then was in the booth for certain finals that the Lakers were in, or like I think we can all adjust to it and kind of take the points as they come. But the Reggie thing is not one that bothered me, at least.
Not me either. Yeah. I actually liked it. And by the way, coming up in the YouTube only, I'm going to tell you guys, I want to play something for you from Kevin Harlan that's way out of the norm. We'll get to it in a second. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to everybody about Seller's Advantage. Listen, if you want to sell your home, let's make it easy with Seller's Advantage. They'll make it so easy for you. They want you to hustle up because, they're going to give you this competitive cash offer. They'll even give you $20,000 for moving costs. They want to make this fast. They want to make it easy, and they want to make it as cost-effective and as profitable for you as they can. Call Seller's Advantage for that free, no-obligation cash offer today, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, or 888-390-2747. Of course, you can visit them online at sellersadvantage.com. We make selling your home fast and easy, and we pay straight cash, homie. It's the Seller's Advantage, sellersadvantage.com. All right, here comes the NBA Finals on 7/10. But we're moving to YouTube, so join us there. This is Sedano and Cap.
It is a Cappy Ticket Thursday, and this is your cue to call. Be caller number 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN. You get a 4-pack of spots. You and 3 friends to tomorrow night. The Cappy $10,000 Blackjack tournament at the all remodeled, redesigned, and absolutely gorgeous Park West Bicycle Casino in Bell Garden. It's going to be a Friday. Fun. Party, party. We start broadcasting live at 3 p.m. and then after the show at 6, Blackjack time. You and 3 of your friends, you win a 4-pack right now. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN on a Cappy Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later...
Cappy at the $10,000 Blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com. Bicycle Casino, with a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-0011291. GEAR-0011292. GEAR-0011298. BSIS license number 1358.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is, 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense. Use Thrive and protect your business.
Hey guys, double down with me, Cappy, at the $10,000 Blackjack tournament June 6th at Park West Bicycle Casino, 888 Bicycle Casino Drive in Bell Gardens. Join us for a live broadcast from 3 to 6 p.m. and say double down with Cappy at the Player Rewards Desk for a free entry into the tournament, which starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Live radio, real cards, big prizes. Seats are very limited, so lock in yours now. RSVP for more info on the tournament details at ESPNLA.com.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Thursday afternoon with Trudell. We are on YouTube only right now at ESPN Los Angeles. Also on the app, on the Listen Live tile. Big deal or no deal in just a moment. But how about this? Happy birthday to Marky Mark. Mark Wahlberg turns 53. And let's blow some sacks, Trudell. How about that? God, I wish I could nudge you right now. Happy 69th birthday to the one and only Kenny G. Yes, indeed. Sedano and Cap continues with Trudell. Your Thursday afternoon on YouTube right now.
Mike, can you play any Kenny G on your sax?
Oh.
I mean, I'm looking at Mike Trudell right now.
Cappy?
Yeah? Can you not hear me?
Hold on, Cap. He has to switch his settings.
Oh.
Forgot to switch his box.
Uh-huh.
Ah, Cappy, I'm back.
Yo, can you play any of this Kenny G? He's a clarinet player, isn't he?
No, Kenny G saxophone.
Oh, is he a sax player?
Yeah. He just plays the soprano. I mean, he can play any, obviously, but that's the higher one's the soprano sax.
Can you play the clarinet, given that it's a windwood instrument?
Never tried. No, never tried to play the clarinet. Closer like to the flute on that side of things.
Oh, yeah?
Right?
You play that flute, huh?
No, I'm saying the clarinet is closer to a flute.
Oh, well, I mean,
I
it is,
can
but
play the saxophone.
but it's funny because the saxophone you're holding in front of you, and it has the what's it called, the wood piece,
the reed. Yeah.
Okay. And then the clarinet has a reed. Yeah, but a flute is not.
No, right, a flute. But I'm just saying, in terms of sound, right? Like the clarinets would be more aligned with they would be next to the flutes, whereas the saxophones are like up closer to the trumpets because you get more like the melody and like the power element of it.
You know, Mike, when I was in high school, I had this band teacher. And I was in the back of the room playing the snare drum. Right? I'm in the back playing the snare drum.
Of course.
And if you touched somebody else's instrument in band class, I had this teacher. His name was Mr. Fagan. And Mr. Fagan...
He wasn't feeling it, was he? If
no.
touched somebody else's thing.
You are not allowed to touch anybody else's instrument. Okay?
Don't touch Cappy's snare.
Nope. And I'm not allowed to touch Danny's trombone.
No, why would you?
And let me tell you,
don't put your mouth on anybody else's thing either.
Right. You don't. No. Don't do that. Mr. Fagan was about 6 feet tall, about 240, and he was all juiced up, man. He was in the gym every night, dude. He was bodybuilder yoked.
Wow. You know what? I wouldn't have expected to say, like, most band directors, I would say, would be more like, in the, 5'8", 150 type range.
Mr. Fagan was not messing around, dude. This guy was in the gym every night. He was pumping it up. I don't know what he was shooting into his arms and his legs and everything else, but my man was gigantic. So not only was he your teacher, which was intimidating enough when you're 12, 13 years old, but he was also gigantic, right?
Yeah.
If you touched anybody else's instrument in band class and he had it written up on the board, he would give you a writing assignment. That was the punishment back in the day.
Oh, I thought the way that you were describing that story was that he was going to put hands on you.
Oh no, he wasn't going to put hands on you.
Instrument.
But he was going to hurt your hands by making you do a writing assignment. And don't ask me why.
What was the benefit of his size then?
I don't know. I guess the guy liked to pose down.
Write?
He liked to pose down. What can I tell you?
All right.
My man would have a writing assignment up on the board. Damage to instruments is most frequently caused by inexperienced handling. That was the sentence. I was 12 years old. We're talking that's like 30 some odd years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damage to instruments is most frequently caused by inexperienced handling. Mr. Kaplan, you just touched Danny's trombone. Write 100 times. Damage to instruments is most frequently caused by inexperienced handling. I would then write it as small as I could. Like the lined paper back in school back in the day?
Of course.
I try and get like 4 or 5 sentences in between the lines.
Wow.
Just so that I could make it hard for him to actually go in and try and count the 100 times damage to instruments were most frequently caused by inexperienced handling.
That is brilliantly petty.
Yes.
By you, Cappy.
Yes, it was.
I appreciate that.
Lindsay, you have for us some Kevin Harlan not doing play-by-play of an NBA game, but actually narrating a movie trailer. Do I have this right?
Yep.
What's the movie?
It's Ballerina, the new John Wick.
Oh, I'm dying to see that movie.
Yeah,
Funch?
Oh, yeah.
I'll
That
see
girl is really attractive.
Which girl?
The girl that's in it.
Anna de Armas?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a John Wick.
Yeah, I'm
What do you mean
looking
she's a
forward to that
John
movie
Like
too, Funchy.
she does what John Wick does, basically, in her movies.
What
Yeah,
does John Wick do?
He kills people.
Yeah, it kills people.
Okay.
Because they mess with his dog.
Exactly.
You don't mess with people's dogs, Cappy.
And her name is Ana de Armas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna de Armas,
You've seen her before in other movies.
Yeah,
Like
she's
what?
been in a ton of stuff lately.
What would I
She's
know
Cuban,
her
right,
from?
Funchy?
Yes, Cuban and Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is fine. I ain't gonna hold her. Yeah, she's fine.
NGL?
She was in, let's see, Knives Out.
Don't know it.
Yes, I love that movie.
Don't know Knives Out.
Ghosted.
Mm-mm.
Little
I know
rom-com.
Ghost.
She was in Deep Water.
How about Knock Knock?
Well, so yes, she was in Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves, according to Wikipedia.
Right.
Maybe that's how she and Keanu.
Oh
became
yes,
friends.
that's a good movie actually.
Because my guess is that John Wick, at this point, Keanu's got to have major production type credits and stuff for the John Wick franchise, right? So maybe that's how that.
He's also in the movie as well.
Wait, do you want to go to George's sideline hint real quick?
Okay, let's hear it. This is George pregame of
No
the
question
finals.
about it, Kesty. They came into this series not satisfied just because they made the NBA Finals. A very business-like approach for this young Thunder team. They did get a chance to celebrate right after, but it was right back to business shortly thereafter after a 2-day layoff. Meanwhile, for Indy, the question will be, should they do anything different? When we spoke to OKC coach Mark Daigneault, he said, listen, they play the same way in January as they do in May. So can they do that against this OKC team? We know the Pacers want to play fast, but yet defensively, the best defensive team in the sport, OKC, wants to speed you up. It'll be an interesting juxtaposition between the two teams, Kesty.
Love it, George. Both teams 12.
Nice hit. It's a nice
Thank
hit
you,
from
George.
Yeah,
It's a
I
nice hit.
like the thereafter and then the word after. And I would listen
He
to
did
this.
say after like 3 times in a row.
I would listen to this broadcast and I would count the number of times that everybody says Kesty. I mean, it's over
Make
and
it into a
over and
drinking
over
game,
again.
you know?
Right. Every time they say Kesty, take a shot.
By the way, Cappy, really quick before we get to our donuts.
And Harlan.
What could be more
And
important
Harlan.
than us getting to our donuts?
Well, we have 2 spots left for Cappy's, 2 winners left that we need to take for a Cappy's Blackjack tournament tomorrow.
the big
Yep.
tourney.
So if you want to be part of the first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament tomorrow, call right now, 877-710-ESPN. That's 877-710-ESPN. Caller 7 and 10 will get 4 seats into Cappy's Blackjack tournament tomorrow at Park West Bicycle Casino, 7 o'clock. So call now.
Lindsay, while you are on camera, me and Anthony, and I can't see who's behind you because you're blocking whoever it is.
Graham.
Oh, it's Graham. We are all making hand gestures together. We're all making like counting money, and we're all just making hand gestures to ourselves, while you were on camera. All right, play the Kevin Harlan thing, and then we're going to get to this whole donut thing. What Kevin Harlan is now voicing the trailer for the movie Ballerina. Let's take a listen.
The world of Wick is going hard in the paint tonight. I'm Kevin Harlan, and we've got a barn burner on our hands. It's raw talent versus the consummate pro. These 2 superstars are putting on an absolute clinic. But Eve's going to need to switch up her strategy to take control of this game. From downtown, a beautiful cross-court shot. Ooh, look at the footwork. Straight ballerina, straight baller. She's a total ballerina. Ooh, he's got to be thinking to himself, I'm wet and I'm dirty. Right through the backboard. An absolute disgusting move. And she finishes on the break. Touche, ballerina.
All right, maybe I get into a little ballerina.
I mean, Harlan's the best. He's always enjoyable no matter what he does, so I enjoyed that, and I will be seeing that movie. And can I eat my donut now?
Okay, let's talk about why we all have donuts here today. For those of you that are now with us, because we're on YouTube.
Strong selection for me, Funch. This maple bar right here. Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
beautiful.
I wanted to buy a donut to just, I wanted to just surprise you with a donut like that off of your personality and how I know you or what if you would like it or not.
Okay, but wait, Lindsay, tomorrow is like National Donut Day, right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
She's on the phone right now.
Lindsay's on the phone,
I hear that. So
but-
tomorrow's National Donut Day, and Funch, you went where to bring in donuts today?
I went to Universal Donuts, which is in El Monte, and I
Wait, just want to make sure I'm clear. You went to get your car tuned up.
Yeah.
You
In
went
Pomona,
to Walmart to get toilet paper.
Yes.
And you went to
IHOP
Costco.
too this morning. Also IHOP.
IHOP for pancakes.
Yes.
No nap for this brother right here.
Nope.
Okay. And this has been probably the most productive day of your entire life.
It's probably. I had a lot of coffee today.
Indiana looks like they did all that stuff that Funches did today because they're already down 7-0.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Funchy, please, I would love to know why you selected which donuts.
I selected that chocolate sprinkle donut because
Yeah.
I know you have a huge sweet tooth. You love
Wait,
chocolate.
let me take a look at that donut.
Yeah.
No, Mike, your hand is in front of the donut. Can you put your hand in back of the donut?
I was because the
gotta
camera
present it.
because the camera got zoomed, so then I had to kind of
Yes.
go find the camera.
It's a nice
There you go.
donut.
Yeah, Trudell, I got you that donut. I know you're a big sweet head.
Mhm.
You know, you love sweet tooths. You love everything chocolate and candy and everything. So what better
Great
way
choice.
to chocolate and sprinkles for you?
Okay. Now, DeAndre, let's take a look at your donut.
Now,
that we're-
DeAndre, this is funny because I really wanted to give him this chocolate bar because he looks, a tall chocolate brother right here.
He's a tall chocolate brother
Yeah,
right
he's
here.
a tall chocolate brother, yes.
Don't forget the Twisted Steel and Sexy
Yes,
Feel as well.
yes,
Right.
yes,
So
yes.
why'd
This reminds me of him.
Why'd
But
you go for the light skin
but
maple
when I
then?
came in, DeAndre's like, "Did you get me a maple bar?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm supposed to be the maple bar. I'm supposed to be the color of maple, and I'm tall and look like a maple bar. So that's me. I'm a maple bar. You're the chocolate bar."
Okay, so you
do
thought
kind of like resemble a maple bar. I
Exactly.
guess,
Look at my skin color.
It's very maple.
I'll tell you right now, if Chris were here today and he was hearing that Funchy looks at the chocolate bar donut, that long, thick donut, and he thinks of DeAndre, what might Christopher say on our YouTube only?
Lots of stuff.
Yes.
All right, so DeAndre, have you started to take a bite of what Funchy brought you today? Let's take a look here.
It's fire. Yeah, it's fire. Hold on real quick.
Well,
Hold on.
let's take Trudell's taste test first, since he's gonna bail.
Yeah, Mike's got to go. Mike, what do you got going on tonight? You got your kids' All-Star game?
The Twins have their first All-Star baseball game.
Oh, my God, that's so exciting. How old are they?
10.
Oh, this is the best.
First one of this, yes. It's very, very fun.
This is
they're
the best.
They're very excited about it.
And the next couple of years, man, when they turn 12 is their last year in Little League, and they go to the All-Stars, hopefully. And
this is the first year of Little League All-Stars. That's what I'm saying. Because they used to do Pony, and they had All-Star. But anyway, excellent donut. Funchy, great choice. I mean, I would have crushed any of these donuts, to be honest.
But I know you
like
love
the sweet.
chocolate. I know you love
I do like
sprinkles. I see you at the game with the ice cream and the sprinkles.
Now,
going,
I will make a confession.
Wait, what was that?
I do like,
Hey, man,
I will, if I have to pick between vanilla donut and chocolate donut, I will take vanilla. But I do also love the chocolate donut.
Well, that seems like a glazed donut with chocolate over the top and rainbow sprinkles all over that bad boy.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Funchy.
And for Lindsay, I got a raspberry-filled donut.
Ooh, let's take a look,
I figure
Linz.
she likes the raspberry. All women like raspberry, right?
That's a good point, Funch. Like
Yeah.
every woman likes strawberries, raspberries.
It's like a berry.
Yeah, berry fruit. Can't go wrong with the fruit.
I got to tell you something. I love a jelly donut. All right, Linz is going in on it. She's going in hard. Linz, did you get any of the jelly right away, or did you get that
Not
first
yet,
bite without the jelly?
But I will say the glaze is delicious.
Oh, you're glazing the donut.
Yeah, it's got glaze on it, and it's delicious. The glaze, not everybody can do a great glaze.
But I like your glazing. Turn that around a little bit, though, Lindsay. Let me look on the inside. Okay, see, now the jelly is just starting to show itself, just a little bit. And when you take that next big bite, that jelly's just going to ooze out all over.
Oh, yeah,
the
there it
place.
is.
Let me see it. Let me take a look. Oh, yeah, look at her go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow's National Donut Day. And, okay, so Funch, so you got DeAndre the long chocolate one because you said that reminds.
No, he got me the maple bar.
No, he got himself the maple bar.
I got you the chocolate bar.
No, he got me the maple bar.
Well, I mean, I switched when you came in. Like, where's my maple bar?
So what do you got,
This is
Funch?
good.
What do you have now? Now you got the chocolate one?
I got the chocolate bar. I guess I'm a chocolate bar.
Okay, let's take a look, man. Let's take a little taste test.
There you go.
All right, while he's tasting it, Cappy, I'm
Yeah.
out. It's been
Hey,
a
Mike,
pleasure.
good luck to the boys tonight. Thanks for filling in today for George.
Thank you
and,
for having
you
me.
were
I'll
awesome.
be back next week.
And
I'll
look
be
at
back
this
next
picture from 1998. On Trudell's way out, we show the picture one more time of that white suit in front of that white limo with his entire soccer team. Everybody around him thinking he should have been the MVP of the team. And now here's Mike Trudell packing up.
Funch likes his donut so much he just screamed "woo" like Ric
Woo! Let me see it, Funchy. Let me take a look at that thing.
There you go.
Let me see. Oh, nice. Hey,
Oh,
we should ask Trudell before he leaves. We didn't ask him this today, and I screwed up. Lindsay, before he goes, just ask him to step to your mic for 1 second. I just want to ask Mike one question.
Okay, hang on. He's got to ask you one question.
I got to ask you one question, Mike. Just one question here, real quick, on YouTube. Mike, can you hear me? Yep. Okay. What has the reaction been locally, nationally, internationally, intergalactically speaking about your booty drop that has gone viral last week?
So what a booty drop?
What's the reaction to the booty drop?
Look, I did that because I thought you would like it.
I loved it.
Lindsay did specifically first ask me to do it. I was not planning on it. It was impromptu, but I said there's no real credible way I can not do it while I'm talking about it. So I just did it. I made it happen, and I don't know that it'll happen again, but I hope you enjoyed it, Cappy.
What did Andy think?
I got a question. Do you know how to pin drop? You know, have you seen like the song like "You're a Jerk"? You know, they do like a pin drop.
No, how do you do that?
Show him, DeAndre.
Do it.
Hold on a second, everybody. Wait, make sure DeAndre's in view.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Let's see what it is. Let's see what a pin drop is. Nah, man, I can't even see you, dog. I can't. Oh, did he fall? Is that the one where you put your leg behind the other leg?
Yeah,
and
he cracked his knees.
Oh, really?
He went,
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
all right,
old,
Sedano.
man.
You're old, huh?
Washed.
Don't forget. Old and washed. That's exactly. Now, Funch, I have a question for you. Since it was National Donut Day tomorrow, and we're celebrating a day early, and you brought Lindsay the raspberry, and you brought DeAndre the big chocolate, but DeAndre said, no, I want the other kind. What was the other one?
Maple bar.
Maple bar. And then you had to go get the chocolate one, and Mike got the one with the chocolate on top with all the rainbow sprinkles. Did you bring more than 4 donuts, or did you only bring 4 donuts?
No, I brought a dozen, and everyone ate it.
Okay, I wanted to know, what did the guys in the back think? What did Anthony think? What did Graham think? What did they have? Oh, okay, I'm getting double thumbs up. Okay.
I think they had a glaze or, put on their mics.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Cap?
Yeah, we got you.
So me and Graham went in on a crumble glaze circle. That's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
that sounds good.
And then there was some
Can't see
glaze
Anthony.
there.
Anthony's-
There was
Anthony's
a
got the camera on
sugar
me while
twist
he's
as
on the air.
well. Pretty
Okay.
delectable, honestly.
Delectable. Oh, nice terminology. Delectable.
Delectable.
Wow.
Educated right there.
Very nice. So Anthony and I share a favorite donut spot that we have together, but that's down in South in a town, well, my town, Cardiff.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of that spot? That's our spot right there, dog.
Hey, if you know, you know. VG's Donuts,
VG's
baby.
Donuts. That's
You
right.
travel everywhere, don't you, man?
You
do.
I'm all over California,
is.
Funch. You know, this YouTube only, this might be like that vision Sedano had for us where we can all kind of go in on like a segment together, right? Like where we can kind of integrate this because I'm familiar with Cappy's territory
The
down
only
there,
problem
man.
is with Anthony is right now, like, hey, Anthony, you're talking and I see me on the camera. Like, I want to see you, dog.
Cap, we only have so many cameras, and
Well, I mean, figure it out. Not you, them.
We'll get up on there. You can kind of see me in the
I can
the
see
shadows
you now.
and the
Now
depths
I can see
right
you.
there, baby.
Yeah,
Come
I can
on,
see you.
Cap.
I'm looking over Lindsay's shoulders.
So you know the secret though about VG's Donuts, Cap. I know you know, but for those of you not aware, VG's down in Cardiff area in San Diego. They're always open, only not open. I think it's 4th of July, right, Cap? But
4th of July, really?
Something like that. They're always open, but they, like Donut Man here, they glaze all the donuts and then have the toppings on as well. Like so, they have the chocolate, but they have the glaze and just like the dense dough of it it's delectable. It's insane.
Yo, Cap, what's up with Rolling Pin, dog?
What do you mean? What's up with Rolling Pin?
Yeah, Rolling Pin. That's one of the best donut spots I've been to out there in Ventura County. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, Rolling Pin is fire.
Okay, so Rolling Pin is your favorite donut spot. My favorite is VG's. Anthony and I are in agreement with that. Funchy, did you just stop at any random donut shop, or is this your spot?
This wasn't my spot. My spot is the Donut Hole. I believe it's in Covina, or West Covina or whatever.
Well, we're going to be there next week.
Yes, you are. And it's funny because it's a big donut and you drive through the hole.
Really?
Seriously, it's a big donut. Yes.
Okay.
And
if you tell me, are you going to come with us next week to Island Bay?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
So then let's go there. Let's go to the donut hole.
Let's do it.
I have Oklahoma City up 12-10 with 6 and change to play here in the first quarter. Does anybody know, because I'm just now looking over at the screen, what has Halliburton done thus far in terms of scoring? Because I've got him tonight at 13.5 on Prize Picks, and I'm 3 for 3 on a $20 4-pick power play to win $280.
Well, Halliburton has 0 points right now.
0 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's early. I mean, it's very, very early.
Siakam's their guy right now, man.
You mean Siakam, the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah,
that really
man.
upset Mike so much?
Yeah, right, man.
Dude.
Started reminiscing about his high school. Yeah.
I mean, hey, Tyrese Halliburton, there's a lot of game to be played here, and he's going to have to do some scoring if Indiana is going to win this game. So 12-10 is what I've got, 5:30 to go. What do you guys have? Because you're usually ahead of me.
12-10, 5:23.
Okay, not too far ahead of me. Hey, tomorrow, guys, is going to be awesome. Tomorrow is going to be great. We're going to be at the Park West Bicycle Casino in Bell Gardens. It's going to be me, Christopher, Beto, Funchy Lava, and Lindsay Baseball, and we're all going to be there tomorrow. And we are going to have the first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament. And one lucky winner is going to win $5,000 in free play chips. Second place, $3,000. Third place, $2,000. You know the story by now. But I want to say this to everybody. Let's say you're coming out and you don't play blackjack. Let's say you don't want to play blackjack. That's fine. There are all these great restaurants. We're going to have some cocktails together. We're all going to hang out. So tomorrow, I'm expecting and hoping to see a lot of you guys out there tomorrow. David 100, Dead Meow, Crypto Ray, Big E, Jay Guidos. The list goes on and on of all of our friends who are in the circle of trust, who I'm hoping to hang out with and party with a little bit tomorrow night, because we really haven't hung out very much yet this year. I mean, we got a lot of things coming up this summer, but this is kind of one of our first big events. So I hope to see everybody out there. DeAndre, you going to hang or what?
Yeah, I'm pulling up right after.
Okay.
Right after the show.
Okay. I look forward to it. Should be a good
I'm trying
time.
to play some blackjack, man. I'm trying to win.
We're allowed. We just got an email. We're allowed to participate. In
Yeah, we can win.
Oh, really?
Right, baby. Let's go, baby.
Because I spoke to Mike today, who is our marketing consultant. And, Lindsay, I spoke to Mike today, and I said, hey, look, I don't think that we're eligible to play and win, so could we have, like, our own blackjack table where we could all play, and then all of our friends could come over and hang out while we play for however long we last? And I just got the same email. GKB and ESPN LA employees can participate in the blackjack tournament tomorrow. Okay.
I'm going to make sure that we still have a table reserved for us, you know?
Okay.
So we
Make
can all
sure.
play.
Do a beautiful thing. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Okay.
My wife participated in blackjack tournaments back in the day, and she's
Okay.
trying to give me some tips.
Like what?
Don't bust.
Good advice.
Seriously,
Yeah.
she participated in a bunch of them back in the day. I guess with her ex-boyfriend and all, but you know.
Oh, really?
That's
Her
another story.
ex-boyfriend used to take her out blackjacking, huh?
Yeah, gambling and stuff like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
Bad life.
Mhm.
Life is sin.
Can I tell you guys, I'm going completely off the board here as the game goes into a commercial. I am like, I can't deal with like certain normal things that regular people can just deal with. Today, my son comes to me and he goes, well, it doesn't seem like the dryer's working. I go, well, what's wrong with the dryer?
By the way, Cappy, is this the dealer's choice?
Yeah, let's make this the dealer's choice. How about that? All right, this is the dealer's choice. It's the real deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Hey, if you want to sell your house, before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS, like the way they're going to buy it, as is. 888-390-AS-IS. Get a no-obligation offer, or you can visit their website, sellersadvantage.com. If you're ready to sell your house, this is the way to do it. My son comes to me today and he says, Dad, the dryer's not working. And I said, well, okay, let's go take a look at it. So I go to the dryer, and I push the start button, and I hear the dryer making the noise that it would make. I take my finger off the start button, and it doesn't start. It doesn't go. You know, you think you push the start button, the thing goes, right? So I take my finger off of it, it stops. Inside, what would you call the inside thing that rotates around inside of a dryer? What would you guys call that?
The drum.
The drum. Very good, Lindsay. I didn't know what to call it. The drum wasn't moving.
Hey, I'm pretty handy, I'll just say.
I unplugged it. I plugged it back in. The thing still doesn't work.
You got a problem with the belt.
Lindsay, you're on it, girl.
Told you, I'm a homeowner.
I had to like use the QR code and make an appointment with General Electric, GE, to come out. I called Costco thinking that maybe they're just going to come replace it. Turns out that I bought it in 2021.
What? The warranty is expired?
Funchy, the warranty?
No.
A 2-year warranty, Funch.
No.
That's ridiculous.
You can take anything back to Costco.
Listen,
I know.
You want to know something, Cap? My mom still has her original dryer, her original GE dryer from when she first got married to my dad back in the 70s, and it still works.
So I got GE coming to my house next week on Wednesday, the day that we're going to be out in West Covina at the Island Bay. I got these guys coming to the crib. I want them to fix it.
Island boy.
And my father told me, he goes, a lot of times it costs more to fix it than it does to buy a new one.
It does,
Have them-
actually.
Yeah, but have them at least look at it because then they can tell you. I will
But
say though,
you know what
like,
the service call is for GE?
Is it? How much is it?
It's like $140.
Ooh.
I don't know. I feel like you're better off going if you do need a new one. Go find one that like a used one that's old because like I'm saying they don't make them like they used to.
You're actually right about that.
My mom,
Yeah.
she's so mad that when she bought a new washer, which this was only like 3 years ago, she had both the washer and dryer this long, and she's still mad about it because she's like, this thing is a piece of junk, and it's like one of those fancy schmancy expensive washers.
Yeah.
And she's mad she bought it because she wished she had her own
I had
one.
a fancy schmancy washer and dryer that my mother-in-law bought us, and it's already broken.
Yeah, I mean, I bought
already
this thing
broken.
in 2021. It's a GE. I mean, it should not be broken after 4 years. And it just pisses me off. And the whole thing is, I was on a call with this. I called Costco customer service. 50 minutes.
See, what I would have done if this were me first before I called them, I would have gone to YouTube and tried to troubleshoot it myself, and I probably would have been able to figure it out.
Yeah, but I'm not capable of like taking out.
It's
like,
really not. I
the
mean, if I can do
belt.
it, Cap, you can do it. Seriously.
No, I
Too
can't do
hard.
it. Yeah, I'd rather just get a new one.
Pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, there you go. There's your dealer's choice real deal. I mean, just certain things in life should be so elementary, so easy for people, and yet I make things so much harder than they have to be. Really a big pain in my ass. Oklahoma City 16, Indiana 10, 3:50 to go, although everybody who's watching us right now on YouTube is probably way ahead of me because for whatever reason, I always seem to be behind everybody. So there you have it. All right, we ready to rock and roll out of here today?
I am. But first, Cappy,
Yo.
join us Wednesday, as you were just saying, June 11th, for a live broadcast and Los Angeles versus San Diego watch party starting at noon and Islands in West Covina. Talk and watch ball with us live at Islands, 139 Barranca Avenue. Sorry, my bad. 139 Barranca Avenue, West Covina. LA takes on South, so come hang out. Enjoy great food, cold drinks all afternoon. Wednesday, June 11th at Islands Restaurants, fine burgers, and drinks.
People in the live YouTube chat, including JF, says that all of my Cappy soiled underpants too much for my washer and dryer. That's probably what broke
Your
it.
washer's not broken, right? It's just
No,
a dryer, so
just
you
the
got to
dryer.
hang dry stuff for now.
Ugh, what a headache.
I hate that.
What a
Sometimes
pain
hand
in the
drying's not that bad.
It actually makes your clothes last way longer.
But dude, there's a bunch of towels in the dryer
Oh, yeah.
that are still wet. Yeah, still wet, dude. And there's a bunch of towels in the washer that were washed that now can't get to the dryer.
Well, you're going to have to wash them again because now they're mildewy.
Oh, yeah, now I got a ton of, like, heavy-ass washed freaking towels, dude.
Give them to the laundromat. All right, Cappy, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hold on real quick. If you would have just taken it to Palm Springs, you just laid out there in that sun, I'll be dried up real quick, man.
Oh, yeah, that's the truth. That's the clean truth, homeboy. All right, hey.